Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Meme of the Month. We are all really excited about this one. I am Danny. I'll be your, what is it tonight? Keeper? Keeper for Monster of the Week. I'll be your keeper tonight.
Sure.
And we have four fantastic players joining me. And we will start by just going across the top and introduce yourselves as a human person. And then we'll get into the game and we'll find out who you're playing. So first up,
Okay.
Joseph.
Hi, I'm Joseph. He, him. You might know me from the Redacted Reports, Delta Green actual play podcast, and I've done this a couple times, so excited to be here.
All right. Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I write stuff. You should read it. This is my I can't remember appearance on Meme of the Month, but I have a great time every time I do, so looking forward to it.
Gerundu.
Hello, I'm Gerundu. You may know me from various shows on the network, such as Roll for Weird and the other one, Shitty Cowboys. And yeah, it's my pronouns are he, him. I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to it. Monster of the Week is my favorite game.
And last but certainly not least, Deanna.
Hi, I'm Deanna. This is my first time ever doing Meme of the Month. I'm super excited to be here. I've been playing with Danny now for a little bit over on Ink and Lyre, which are my normal haunts, doing Kids on Brooms every Monday evening. Plug. But I'm super excited both to be here for the first time and to be playing Monster of the Week for the first time. It's going to be a great time.
It is. I am so excited. So we're going to just dive straight on into it. So glad. Oh, look, there are people in the chat too. I'm loving this. This is fantastic.
Yes.
All right.
Giving a shout out to the Ink and Lyre people in the chat. Hey,
Yes.
News Watches. Hey,
Absolutely.
Lotsy. Hi.
All right. So we begin as our four government agents from various agencies and areas of employ arrive in Red Cloud, Nebraska. You have all been summoned by something just referring to itself as the agency and instructed to meet in a coffee shop where we will begin. Who would like to walk in first?
I'm pretty sure I'm always late.
I believe that an agent is late if they're early. So I arrived 20 minutes early, pulling up outside of the most nondescript coffee shop, I assume, is a
Absolutely.
smooth, black, low-riding car. It's not an Impala, but it might as well be an Impala. Very shiny, lovely. Step out the passenger side, slam the door, and then the car disappears. Just like, there it goes. Do you want me to describe who I am, what I look
Yes.
like as we're walking in?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is Agent Schmidt, though if you know her title, that means that something has gone very, very wrong and you have to be taken care of. She's a tall, somewhat imposing, generically adult woman. It's hard to place her face or give her any kind of assigned features. She's white and she has brown hair and a kind of sharp face, but mostly she's got a very tailored, full black suit and very, very pointed shoes, little sunglasses, the full Agent Smith style. She's got a flip phone silver that she hangs up, tucks into her pocket, surveys the scene, heads into the coffee shop.
As you step inside, you see a woman that looks remarkably like you, albeit somewhat shorter. She is sitting at a booth in the back, wearing a black suit, white woman, brown hair, sunglasses, and there is no one else in the coffee shop. There's not even someone behind the counter. She nods to you.
I look up to the left. I sit in a booth a little while away from her with my back to her, and I tap Morse code into the legs of the table.
She sighs a little bit and walks over to you. Agent Schmidt, you received my summons.
I received a summons.
It was mine. We will wait for the others. And she folds her hands and sits across from you and just looks at you.
Gonna give her a quick scan to see if I've ever met her before. Or if I would have any information on who this woman is.
Oh, that's a good one. I would like you to roll for me. What do I want you to roll?
I'm a tactical genius. Does that help?
Yes, actually, what skill does that play into?
That uses my cool. I think it's mostly like
Okay.
for surveying something that might be a threat, just to see what is dangerous in
Let's
this
go
situation.
ahead and roll your cool.
Awesome. So that's 2 dice plus my cool modifier,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
13.
Oh, okay. So
Ooh.
yeah, you give her a good scan up and down, and while she looks vaguely familiar in the way that most agents look vaguely familiar to you, you do not place her from anything specific. You have not seen this specific woman before, but she is very clearly an agent, possibly from the same agency that you work for.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to assume, based on the fact that I don't register as a threat, and I was sent out here with the copious research that my agency does, that for now, I'm safe. I maintain position. I stare at her across the table.
And who's coming in next?
Out of character
Yes.
question, what time of year is it? Are we in July? Are we...
We're September-ish, so it is cooling down. It is not the depths of summer anymore. It
Okay,
makes things a
and-
little bit more comfortable for these two who are dressed in full suits.
Yes, all right. I believe that Jingle will be the next to come in, who will try to push the door open and, you know, make that satisfying jingly noise, except he just goes right through the door because he's a ghost. He will sigh, the heavy sigh of the dead, and kind of wander on over. So which one of you am I here for?
The unnamed woman looks up at you and says, "You received my summons. Please have a seat while we wait for the
I mean,
others."
it was a summon. All right, fine.
And other than being a ghost, what does Jingle look like?
Jingle looks like a really bad mall Santa because he was undercover when he died. And he's been investigating the Mall Santa crime syndicate for a while now. And they wouldn't let him go. It's like he's tried to resign a couple times. Agency won't let him go, so he's been in that uniform since the day he died.
All right. And we're going to use Agent Schmidt's original role to look up and down this Santa. Tell me, how do you two know each other?
We had talked about this a little bit before. I get the
Yes.
option to have a history with someone that Agent Schmidt had been sent to deal with a person as a hazard to my agency's policies. I believe that Jingle and I have met. We are technically members of the same Bureau of Investigations, the BOO, the Bureau of Occult Occurrences. And I have been sent to deal with you before, and you were thankfully kept calm and dealt with. Jingle.
I don't have an awful lot of rage. I mean, I would like to resign. Did you get that moving?
I can
No.
promise that those
No,
requests are from an office above mine.
Obviously.
Would you like to sit? Are you capable of doing that?
It doesn't always work out, but I'm gonna do that thing where he tries to slide in and maybe not fall through the seat this time.
All right.
Agent Schmidt absolutely does not move, so you have to like float through her to get to an empty spot.
Well, I can't actually do that, so how you know when you're at the movie theater and you're trying to like walk between the two rows?
Mm-hmm.
Jingle is doing that, and he's the sizable dude, through the table to get between the two women. And he's just kind of like shuffling over one half step at a time until he can sit.
Okay.
It's going to take him a lot of concentration. He might not hear much for a little bit, but he's really gonna
Okay.
just project sitting.
All right. And which of our next two friends is going to arrive?
For comedy purposes, can I go last, please? That's a bit presumptuous
Yeah.
of me. I have to be funny now.
That's all right. So you see a sort of nondescript probably rental car pull into the parking lot. It's just, I don't know. It's like whatever rental car looks like.
It's a
Right.
Corolla.
Yeah, exactly.
Corolla, so
Out, yeah, out of the driver's seat comes a man. He's on the taller side. He looks kind of thin. He's got like dark rimmed glasses on, and he's kind of carrying like a pile of papers. And he did like he forgot his briefcase or something and just been holding on. So he closes the car door, kind of gathers everything together, and he walks towards the coffee shop and heads in.
All right.
And this is Johnny. So hi, it's John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Is someone I got a summons?
And you see the unnamed agent sort of smile a little. The first time she's really shown any emotion. Just, you got my summons. Please come sit. We're waiting on one more.
Oh, perfect.
And she'll get up and let
goes,
you scoot in.
Perfect. Johnny works for the Library of Congress, and you can kind of tell, like, oh yeah, he looks like a librarian.
And Johnny, do you feel like you know either of these other two folks at the table?
Yeah, I would say one of us we were previously members of an eldritch group that has now been disbanded. So I don't who would that, I don't know, I'll let you guys, each of you pick if one
Not
of you
be
wants.
me. I've not been dead
Okay.
that long.
Okay.
Eldritch group? What did
An
the Eldritch
Eldritch
group
group.
get up to?
I don't know. It's been long since it's disbanded and we've both left it. So you can
I'm going to
Say what
combine
you-
that with one of mine. You are
Okay.
on the agency's watch list, and I've been keeping an eye on you. I was a plant within your Eldritch Association.
amazing.
I don't look terribly similar. I had like big crimped hair and kind of one of those, farmer's market smocks back when we were in the Eldritch Society together. So I'm dressed
Yeah.
differently, but you might distantly recognize my face.
Yeah, so I left just because it was a lot. It was a lot of taking up a lot of my free time, and I was trying to focus on my own personal research and the job. And then, was there a particular reason you left? Or I guess
Because
maybe
you
after I
left,
left, you were like,
actually. Pretty much immediately
Exactly.
as soon as you left, I was gone.
Fantastic. I
it's
love
like,
it.
that's amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So that leaves Triple J to walk through the
Obviously,
door.
Triple J. So you hear Triple J before you see him. A thunderous roar of a souped-up V8 engine as a otherwise nondescript-looking white pickup truck peels into the parking lot outside the coffee shop. Brakes screech on the gravel as it pulls up, and out steps this figure clad in flannel, with a prominent badge hanging on a chain around his neck, and he strides up, with blue jean clad legs up to the door, pushes it open with a strong motion, so it swings, knocks the bell loudly, and then he just stands there in the door with his fists
So
on his hips.
jealous.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, APHIS. And he announces himself, agent of APHIS, for the uninitiated, the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service.
Beautiful. And with that arrival, the unnamed agent stands up and can't really hide her grin. Yes, please, come join us.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Johnny just kind of looking to the side, like, that's a weird coincidence. All right.
And the agent looks at each of you in turn and just grins. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmitz, you have all been brought here for a single, rather important purpose.
Wait, his name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His
That's
name's
my
my name.
too.
You are, in fact, all John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And I have brought you here today because we need to deal with your father.
My father.
I don't know my father.
This seems like an enormous breach of agency confidentiality. Is there a reason? that this is so important to be brought to your attention, Agent.
Yes, well, it seems that John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt Sr., your father, has been terrorizing the countryside here in Red Cloud, Nebraska, and we need him stopped. We have sent multiple agents to make this attempt. They have all failed miserably, and we are hoping that perhaps the united front of his children, at least the ones that we could gather, might assist somewhat.
So, wait, you're my sister? I got brothers?
Genetically. Having never met the man, why do you suppose that seeing the face of his sperm donations might reach some deeply hidden heart of his?
Well, we expect that perhaps he would... What's the best way to put this? He might hope that you've inherited some of his more unique abilities and would be less inclined to murder you on sight than a random agent that he has never met before.
And just to be clear, on the matter of semen, as a person who's performed several artificial inseminations of cattle, I can inform you that it doesn't go to the heart. If you're doing it that way, you're doing it wrong, Agent Schmidt.
That is not within my field of work, but I promise I was speaking metaphorically.
It's in my field of work and my field of field. Guess you guys don't know everything up in the agency, huh?
I'm glad that you have such integral knowledge of seeds and semen. I'm sure that will be very useful to us when we are tranquilizing it. What form has our father taken in terrorizing Nebraska?
Well, he is appearing... Well, he's been noted with wings. A creature with wings flying above the fields, glowing red eyes. There has been talk of a Mothman.
Oh boy.
That is definitely a violation.
Wait. Are you saying my dad was on the cover of the World Weekly News?
Most likely, yes. Several times, actually.
Is he that boy too?
No. But that might be a sibling of yours.
Exactly
guy's
how
gotta be
promiscuous
stopped.
was our father?
Well, there are 12 people in the United States in the correct age range who are named John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. You are 4 of them. 3 of them are graduate students, and we are waiting for them to come of age before we approach them to join an appropriate government agency. And the others, that would be 5 more, are unfortunately deceased.
Well, that's a lot of information all at once.
Yeah, this is a lot to process.
I've finished processing. Do you have steps forward in terms of how we're going to cover this up?
Well, quite simply, we're going to send photos to the National Enquirer and other such magazines and let them do the cover-up for us. Hide it in plain sight.
I might suggest turf. That'll be pretty good to cover up most things. Shallow grave, for instance.
Well, if you choose to eliminate him that way rather than bringing him in, covering him in turf would be an excellent plan. You also have the option to bring him in. There is a government-supplied vehicle around the back that has the appropriately enchanted cage within the back of the van, which you may use if you choose to bring him in intact, alive.
Well,
My particular agency operates under a live capture policy, as that is one of the drawbacks of the agency that I chose to play for in character creation.
Oh, APHIS doesn't give me a gun. I don't think they're allowed to.
So you have an artificial insemination turkey baster, but no gun.
No, I have a tranquilizer, because sometimes those cows don't want to be artificially inseminated.
Well, I have a
Can't
stun
say
gun
blame
and a
them.
net, and a sniper rifle, which I don't assume we'll be using today.
Right, well, it is up to you how you would like to deal with your father. And of course,
Sorry.
you are welcome to interrogate him in any way, shape, or form, as long as he is either eliminated or delivered to the agency.
Okay.
I don't mean
Well.
to cast aspersions on any of our childbearing parents, but do we have any reason to believe that the Mothman speaks language or is sentient?
Oh, absolutely he is. He's a little bit of a shapeshifter. And the
I would
waves are not
imagine.
constantly there. And from some of the stories we've heard, other bits of his anatomy shift as well to
What?
accommodate the desires of his partner.
Oh my God.
You know, big pecs
That
for
is
some, and
definitely a violation.
biceps for others.
Thoroughly a breach of USDA regulations.
Well, I don't know that he falls under those regulations, as I don't know that he's technically not an animal.
He's farming people. That bastard. We gotta bring him
So-
down.
I feel that I have a exhaustive understanding of what Triple J is bringing to the table, and I've worked enough with, of course, Jingle to know what kind of skills he offers. Johnny, do you have skills?
I have heard of the Mothman before. Obviously,
Excellent.
this is a very interesting piece of information that I was not aware of before about my personal relationship to him. But I do know a little bit about him. I've read about him. I think I've got some. I think there's a local librarian I might be able to go get some information if we need somewhere to like find more supplies or something we might need, a haven, if you will. But yeah, it's something I'm familiar with him to an extent.
Excellent. Excellent.
So what's the local newspaper? Have they sent anybody out after this Mothman?
The Red Cloud Gazette? No, they have not. They have reported on some waves of an unidentified gas causing mass hallucinations in some areas. And there was a story about a librarian in the elementary school who has been suspended after telling stories to children that made them believe that they saw a flying man in the sky.
So that's the reporter we want to talk to, because obviously he saw the thing.
Well, that is going to be up to you. Here are the keys to the van, and here is the location. She hands you a little business card, Agent Schmidt, that has an address printed on it. That is where the van should be returned upon completion, with the suspect contained within it. Alive or dead.
What, you want to
whatever.
just park him there with the windows all rolled up?
Yes,
In this heat?
it's September. It'll be fine.
Don't worry. We'll bring the sick butterfly bastard in.
Right.
Excellent.
Well,
So,
good luck. And she turns.
Agent,
Yes.
would it be correct in calling you also Agent Schmidt?
Agent Jones.
Have a good day, Agent Jones.
Agent Schmidt.
So, Jingle, it looks like you're interested in following up on the Red Cloud Gazette reporter.
I mean, if they're printing cover-ups, then they saw something. First rule of journalism. If you see it, no, you didn't.
Excellent. Right, do we have an idea of where that journalist is? Like,
Yeah,
do they
I'm
have
On the
an
main,
office?
the office is going to be on the main street of town. The building's probably going to have been like a bank or something. And unless you're looking, you wouldn't know that they were there, because these small town people, they don't want anybody to know where they are.
We gotta go down there, kick down the door, demand answers.
You could do that, or you could,
Yeah,
You
perhaps
know,
a more subtle
not-
approach.
And then, Johnny, did you
I
have a
don't
desire
usually-
to speak with the elementary librarian? Is that the contact that you had, or do you know any adults?
No, I'll look up the local librarian. I can inquire there as to any tips they might have, any sightings, or any just support they might have.
Excellent. Are we splitting up or staying together first to go to the Gazette?
I know you'll find this unbelievable, but people don't usually want to talk to me. Being that I'm dead.
Can't imagine why.
Oh yeah, I just had my world shattered today by the existence of Santa ghosts. But then again, my father is a moth, so I guess I'm unfazable now.
Join the club.
Would you be considered an invasive species?
I think we all would.
They're considered illegal aliens if they're sentient.
Illegal non-humans. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you're not a space ghost, are you?
No.
What? No, okay. I guess with the Santa suit, you're
They
probably
called
from the
me
North
Ghost
Pole.
Spiced in high school, but
I can see why. Anyway,
still trying to figure out how
let's
to get
go.
out from the table.
Can't you just like
Jingle,
Please.
lead us to the bank that is not a bank, but actually a reporting office, if you wouldn't mind.
I can do that. What you want to
I know
do
you can.
is find the nearest florist. Because that's how you find the banks that aren't banks.
We do that.
okay, while I'm there, I'm gonna give him a really good auditing, see how those dahlias are doing.
So,
All right, I just need to get my equipment out of my rental car.
Johnny,
Hmm.
you, being the expert that you are, and you have read about a lot of things,
Yes.
did you do any research on Red Cloud, Nebraska before arriving here?
I believe I would have done some research and done printed out a little bit to study
Okay.
on the way over.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll me a cool.
Is this for act under pressure or?
No, just a general.
Okay. All right. That would be a 10.
All right. So with that 10, if you want to pull up Google for Red Cloud, Nebraska, you can know anything that you find on Google about Red Cloud, Nebraska.
Amazing.
This is where you find out Danny's just playing a trick on you and it doesn't exist. Like, ah.
Oh, it's like a nothing town.
It is very much a nothing town. About 1,000 people.
Like 982 population.
Do they
yeah.
have a street light?
I don't believe they do.
That they have a bank that is
Well,
no longer a bank, that
streetlights,
is
I'm
across
sure
from
they
a
do.
florist
Traffic
and now
lights,
has a
but-
secret newspaper inside of it.
For our purposes, yes.
Wow, Jingle's good.
Excellent.
We're going to assume they have the same news structure as small town Georgia has. So.
Who knew that information would come in handy?
Just some guy with a loud voice who stands on a box in the town square and screams the news at you.
It's not a big newspaper. It's just a couple of pages. It comes out once a week. But damn it, they have their own Red Cloud Gazette. So you are
Yeah,
able to
that is like-
find.
Tiny town.
It is.
Yeah.
And for our purposes, Red Cloud Elementary School is the only elementary school for several small towns in the area. So many children are being bussed in from out of town. The high school is
Excellent.
2 towns over. They've sort of divided up the schooling.
Gotta keep them separated.
And it turns out that your contact, the librarian, a Miss Nora Anderson, is in fact also the librarian at the elementary school. And the library is attached to the elementary school. There's one door that is open to the public and one door that opens to the school.
Oh, excellent.
It complicates things being suspended from the school. It really just means that the school has locked the school side door. She still works for the library for the city.
That makes sense.
Right, so you are headed to the bank that is not a bank?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We're following Jingle's lead as he confidently
Yeah.
floats towards the bank that is not a bank.
Like, hold on, we have a van. We can use the van.
You know, it's like
We're all on the same street here, right?
Do you know how hard it is for me to be in a moving vehicle?
Oh, dear.
I don't have the concentration to sit down, let alone drive.
So you are able...
So Jingle will find the florist, count 7 paces, look to the left, and there, in all its glory, is a dark building that used to be a bank. One dim, tiny bulb appears to be on in the way, way back.
So, Jingle, are you waiting for the rest of them to come and open the door, or are you just sliding on in yourself?
I'm waiting on them because I don't get the best reactions
Okay.
or the most helpful reactions.
All right. So what are you guys going to try to do? You're at the bank that is not a bank.
well,
Go ahead.
I recommend for an interrogation of this nature, I usually recommend a 2-pronged approach when I'm interrogating badgers and the like. One, we have a good cop, and then we have a bad cop. Now, I'm a pretty good cop, so I think maybe I should be the good cop. I'm a friendly kind of guy.
Wasn't your first instinct to kick the door down and tell them what's what?
Yeah, in a friendly way.
If you don't mind my intervening here, I think that the completely spineless, dog-eared nature of our librarian friend might be a little bit more good cop, while your large, swaggering machismo might be a little bit more bad cop, if you're comfortable taking on that role. We can bring in ghost cop if the reporters are not cooperating.
I think Ghost Cop
Classic
is,
good cop, bad cop, ghost cop.
that is the classic
The
play.
classic
That
move,
is a
yes.
classic play.
It is the classic play.
Okay. I'm usually pretty congenial, but I guess I could roughen up my edges somewhat.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Johnny.
I will
Meaningfully,
head towards the door.
Schmidt.
Fraternal bonding is happening, and Agent Schmidt doesn't care for it one bit. Go in and interrogate that innocent civilian.
Yeah, I'll just head towards the
Who
door.
is not prepared
The door,
for any of this.
the door is locked.
Knock on the door.
You hear
Oh, you gotta call them.
some sort of scuffling. And a moment later, you see a head at the end of the long hallway visible through the glass of the door. And it's a woman who's looking a little confused.
Just gonna give a friendly wave.
She frowns and then makes her way down the long, fairly dark hallway to unlock a couple of bolts on the door. Hi, yes, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm here just visiting, and I heard that there was some sightings of some creature, some things happening. I just wanted to get the lay down. What's going on?
The best place for that sort of news is the bar, just a couple of blocks that way, and have a beer, and they will tell you all sorts of stories.
Don't bullshit me, lady. Tell me about the Mothman.
I'm sorry, what? Can I help you?
Tell me about the goddamn Mothman. Or I'll have you cited under the Lepidoptery Transit Act of 1998 faster than you can say Jiminy Christmas.
Well, the Mothman is a myth, half man, half moth with glowy red eyes. Is that what you need to know? I can pull
Okay,
up Google.
Yes, that's the one.
That's a start.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Sit down, sister. Give us some more information.
There's not a chair in the hallway here.
Well,
I'm sorry.
then I guess
why
continue
are
to
you
stand
bothering
there
me?
and give us some more information.
I don't have any more.
We'd figured a local gumshoe like you would be interested in finding out get to the bottom of this story.
Are you looking for the police department? That is, well, actually, we don't have one. There is a sheriff. If you go across the block and down 2 buildings, I guess he's as close as you get to a gumshoe. That's the right thing, right? An investigator is a gumshoe.
I would have
Word
liked
is
to,
journalist.
Uh-oh.
during this
for
conversation, while they were chatting with her, I want to have just slowly, casually, without her really noticing, moved us all inside and closed the door behind us.
I'd like you to give me a cool roll for that. See how you can
Okay.
manage to pull that off.
Okay. Is it considered to be... Oh, wait. Let me check my stuff. Would this be acting under pressure specifically or no?
Yeah, I'll let you act under pressure.
Okay. Excellently. I would like to bottle it up to get an additional +2 to this and to remain unfazed while acting under pressure. This gives you 2 holds that you can later use to minus from later, I think just from me.
Yeah.
1 for 1 to give me a -1 on any move I make except for act under pressure. But
Okay.
I'm going to be adding a +5 to this.
Ooh.
So that's an 11 total
Yes.
because I didn't roll very well.
Just as well you
Boy.
did. Added that 5 to it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely have managed to slowly herd the whole group inside and close and lock the door behind you. She did not even notice that.
Because it's a person's natural reaction to backpedal away when Gerundu's like, tell me about the Mothman!
Yes.
If I had
try
a
to-
nickel for every time.
We tried to do this the easy way. We tried to do it the slightly less easy way. And now, you've asked for it. We're going to do it the ghost way. Jingle,
The what now?
take it. Take the reins,
Look.
Jingle.
I
Oh!
know you're the local newspaper.
Yes, I am I am the newspaper, yes.
So
is
these
this how did you guys
stories that
do
you've
this?
been printing,
Uh-huh.
do what?
Make this, and she reaches out to like try and touch through you and trying to see if you're a projection or something.
Which I am not, which is weird because I'm incorporeal. I can move through solid objects, but not people. Does that mean that people can touch me, or that
Oh,
it's like reaching into a gelatinous cube?
I feel like it would be more of a gelatinous cube sensation.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
she pulls her hand.
Sticking your hand in Jello.
What?
Ow! Would you stop?
Uh-huh.
Everybody's.
Can I ask you not to grab the ghost Santa, ma'am?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That would be ectoplasm, ma'am. You're going to want to make sure that you've had your tetanus shot.
And also wash your hands thoroughly
I
before you
ain't got
handle
no
any of my livestock.
diseases.
Okay. Can I
I've
go wash my hand
I've
now?
Look, you ran the story. No, you stay here.
Of course you can go. Let's
Random
go. Let's go
stories.
find the bathroom. I can like walk.
No,
her
goddammit,
down.
we're doing it.
I
This is
feel
the
like you're
ghost way.
undermining my authority here, and
Please, Jingle, continue.
Okay. What can
you
I?
ran the stories
Yeah.
about the swamp gas from Venus or whatever to cover up the Mothman or whatever. So what was the real report? I know what you printed, but
Oh.
what was the real report?
That there was a group of people. I have ghost on my hand.
I have human in my gut, and it's disgusting.
Okay. There were
I
people.
didn't know you ate people.
Do you eat people?
I haven't tried it. Are you going to give me answers?
Right. Yeah. There was a group having a party in the fields just north of town. And they
That's a
saw
violation.
a thing flying with bright, glowy red eyes. It looked kind of like a person with a trench coat, maybe, and some wings. But some people said it was just
So
a really
where
big
would this-
turkey.
Where would this group be now?
Well, they're actually mostly the school teachers.
God damn it. Corrupting our
Having a
nation's
party.
youth.
I mean, Teachers
Having an
gotta have a
illicit party
pastime.
in the fields, spreading all kinds of plant diseases and
Oh.
fungi around.
They've been told not to drink at the bar anymore because it sets a bad precedent and a bad impression on students, so they just go to a field.
So instead, they
That actually
tarnish
tracks.
and trash America's beautiful pastures.
Well, it's not a
Disgusting.
beautiful pasture.
Not anymore. It's been corrupted by teachers.
No,
Ugh.
McGregor keeps an area just mowed down for them.
Oh, well, I guess that's okay then.
Yeah, they give him like $20 a month. He's happy with it.
When
I'm
does
sure
school
they've
let
done
out?
something citationable.
3?
What time is it now?
Probably about 1.
Okay.
That's all we're gonna get out of this one. Go wash your hands.
All right. Well, you've been very
Oh.
helpful. We do appreciate.
Excellent, ma'am. Before you
You've been-
wash your hands, if I could have your full name and social security number.
I'll give you my name, Sally Hayes. That's
Sally Hayes. Excellent. I'll be able to find the rest of it.
Okay.
You'll be expecting to hear further from my agency within the next week. Please do not resist. We appreciate your cooperation. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I do.
I wasn't here. You didn't see me.
Can I just use regular soap on this, or do I need something
Yes,
special?
and I'm gonna like walk her like
Okay.
down the hall towards the bathroom and just kind of like, oh, thank you so much for your information. And she knows just like,
She's
Get her away
she's
from the
feeling a
scary
little
people.
better with the
yeah.
with Johnny helping her. Okay, yeah, yeah. I've got some like Dawn dish soap that should work, right? It's not gonna interact
That's
with
perfect.
the
Yeah.
ectoplasm. Yeah.
No, it should be
Ma'am.
fine.
Ma'am, I apologize if I came off a little strong. We were under some pressure to
You
crack this
just
case.
appear in the bathroom door.
Like, looming in the door,
Fine.
hands on his hips.
Look, if I came off a little strong, I'm sorry. But here's a little bit of something to help you calm down.
And he rolls a horse pill into the door.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna take that and just pocket that
Thank you.
for later.
I appreciate you very much, sir.
Of course.
Fine.
Take care.
Said in a threatening manner. As Triple J exits the building, stands outside, taps a blade of grass on his sleeve and puts it in the corner of his mouth as if it was a PI smoking a cigarette.
All right. I think I'll leave the bathroom and head toward the rest of the group. I think now we head probably towards maybe the school. I can talk to my contact there, Nora Anderson. Probably get some information from her and see what they know.
Yeah, Agent Schmidt is leafing through her clipboard here, looking through what she's got. Well, that seems to be the next spot on our list. Do we know, is she a party type? Do we believe that she might have been there with the teachers at the time? Otherwise, the only other thing to investigate is the unidentified gas that's causing mass hallucinations. Do we think it might just be weed?
Oh,
or is that
Are
some...
you slow? Oh, honey, I thought you knew. That's why we were at the newspaper office. There was no gas.
That makes sense. Did they not see gas? I feel like there is gas somewhere. This is half Deanna, half. Like, I think there should be gas.
I believe the sighting is being attributed to mass hallucinations rather than there actually being
That makes
gas.
considerably more sense than I was thinking, which was a separate, unassociated incident of gas. But excellent. We'll just cross the gas off the list.
As a connoisseur of gas, I can spot it from a mile away, but in this instance, I think this is a cover-up.
Excellent.
All right,
Thank you. Well, let's go to the school then.
let's learn about gas.
See, sometimes you play a character who's better at mysteries than you are.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, all the time.
So many times.
still think we gotta investigate this.
Okay.
Goddamn
So you head towards the school, and as you're walking up, you see it's a fairly small school, with a population of less than 1,000 in town, and probably substantially fewer than half of those are going to be children. And it's not a very big school. It looks like there are probably maybe a dozen classrooms. There is a large gym because America, but there is also the Red Cloud Public Library with a nice big sign right on the side of the school, just off to the left as you're looking at it.
Yeah, head towards the door and open up and see if I can find Nora.
All right. Yes, you are able to walk inside and spot a fairly tall, red-headed woman sitting behind the counter. And when someone walks in, she looks up from her book. Her cheeks get a little pink, and she closes it and turns it upside down and says, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
Hi, Nora. I don't know if you remember me, Johnny. I think we met at a conference.
Johnny,
Yeah.
at the it was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
The one in
like that.
Vegas.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a good one. You know how to party.
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. I would love to pick your brain about a local Mothman that
Oh.
I've heard about.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me pull some books for you. And she gets up and heads over to a section of the stacks, very, very determined in where she's going. She knows where these books are. And she pulls a couple of books and looks and frowns. I thought that one was... Hold on. And she goes over and finds the returns cart and thumbs through that and brings over 2 more. Okay, here we go. We have...
What?
Yes.
I was gonna say, while she was gone,
Mhm.
Jingle would like to kind of like sink into the desk and get a look at what she was reading.
I would also like to make the stupidest check of all time while you're reading her book.
Okay.
I wanted to make a sharpness check to see what back in Vegas you really know how to party means. Like what's going on here? Are they married to each other now? What does partying look like for librarians?
I would like you to roll me sharp.
Excellent. Excellent. And then what's Jingle reading? I'm just seizing the opportunity.
Actually, what I'd like you to do is investigate a mystery, is what I want you to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a sharp
Jingle?
check, right?
Yes, that is sharp. Jingle, you are able to just get under the counter and come up the right way so
Yep.
you can get right up on her book. And it is, I don't
It's
have...
Tusk Love, isn't it?
It's not Tusk Love. It's, it's going to be Marrying the Mothman. And it's got
Amazing.
a woman in a scantily clad, ripped shirt looking up at this glowing Mothman with his wings up and above her. Yes.
I got a 7 total on my check to see if the librarian and his father are dating the same woman.
Okay.
I think that's a mix, right? I think.
Yeah, that is a mixed success. So you do get 1 question, and try to find
shoot,
the list of
Let me
questions.
look at what those questions are.
What
Here,
happened?
I'll look that up
Yeah.
while you're talking to him.
Okay,
Yeah.
so while you have found the Married to the Mothman title, and Agent Schmidt is giving Johnny a close look, the librarian, Nora, has headed over and pulled all these books over. And okay, so we've got sort of your standard American myths, and so there's this one, and as she flips through and says, so here's a section on the Mothman, and Johnny, I'd like you to just roll a straight sharp to see if you can catch something.
Absolutely. Oop, not great. Even with my +2, that's only an 8.
Okay. You notice that she's able to find this information really quickly. She must be really good at her job.
Yeah,
I
that's
want
gotta
to
be
use
it.
the question, what is being concealed here? Because I'm trying to get a bead on her, both what her relationship with the librarian buddy here, Johnny, is, and Now with this Marrying the Mothman book, like, what's her deal? What's up? What's up?
She could be your mom. You don't know.
You realize the moths have the largest penises relative to body size of all animals.
You know, I did know that. Actually, we've got a great book on moths over here. If you'd like that one too, would that help?
It would probably give me worse nightmares than I'm already gonna have thinking about my mother in the embrace of a giant mothman.
I don't think anyone needs to roll to notice that her cheeks get a little pink. Oh my. That is something to think of. And Johnny, I'm actually going to let
Looks like he
you
will.
answer what is being concealed here in terms of your relationship with this librarian.
Oh,
It could be whatever you'd like.
What'd you get up to in Vegas?
yeah.
It could just
So
be
they
playing
definitely
chess until 2 a.m.
no. It wasn't. Let's see. What was it? I think it was they were in a hotel room and they played like Mafia until like 3 a.m.
All right.
Like a group of them.
Excellent. Wild librarian times. I like it.
And they're a little embarrassed about it. Yeah, exactly.
That's so cute.
So I would love to take one forward on investigating the mystery and using magic,
Okay.
if I'm able to, with my Haven feature. If there's any occult, well, I guess the magic one, if there's occult tomes and grimoires here. So at least I think a forward for investigating the mystery.
Okay. Yes. So you can, if you're taking one, you can ask a question. Well, go ahead and roll your investigate a mystery, and
Okay.
we'll bump you up one.
That's an 4 plus 2, so it's 10 without any. Well, 10 with just my sharp added.
Okay. So, we will give you a 12 plus. So you can ask. You get 2 questions, and one of them can be any question you want, not just the ones on the list.
Okay, let's see. I want to know about her involvement with the group that was gathering out in the field.
Okay.
So that can be the bonus question. That can be
The extra.
extra question.
Okay.
Yeah. And then where did it go? Will be my other question.
So there's. Where did it go is not really going to be one that can be answered here because
Okay.
it's
Can
not
they-
here.
Right. So I don't know. I was more looking to like take a forward now, so use on a later roll
Okay.
is what. Yeah, because that's part
Okay.
of my one of my
So
abilities is
then-
lore library. When I hit the books, I can take one forward to investigate the mystery.
Later.
I think at
Okay.
a later time.
So hang on
So
to
I
that.
can-
You
I'll-
can get that question later.
Yeah.
But your. What was your first one?
I will just talk to her about if she knows anything about what happened with the teachers recently. If she was
Okay.
there, if she knows what happened. Yeah.
And with that roll, I'm going to let you get the information out of her. She knows you from Vegas and that mafia night. Right. So So here are the books, and these are the 2 sort of standard ones. The ones from the children's side, where they're allowed to look at these sort of things. Although apparently I'm not allowed to tell them stories anymore because then they freak out. And it's fine. And then this one, and she passes this book over. She opens it, slides it on the table, and opens it, and without even looking, flips open to a section. And there's a very nice illustration of this rather tall, fairly attractive man wearing a trench coat. And do you all look at this?
Surreptitiously.
As
I'm gonna pop up out of the desk and like still be in the desk looking at it from
oh,
where I was looking at hers.
are you all?
What, you'll marry the Mothman, but you ain't never seen a ghost?
She both blushes and looks really confused. I didn't. I'm sorry. Is there a
you
gas
sure?
leak in here? Because I think I see a ghost. Is that?
I am not a gas leak, and don't you dare touch me.
Look,
Here.
it's just a ghost, Santa. Everybody's seen one. Come on.
I'm sorry, Johnny. Is there something over at? Is that? Am I imagining things?
I will fade out.
Unmentionable
Kind
things
of
with
like-
my father. That's what you're imagining. But the ghost is real.
I am so confused right now.
While she's having the breakdown, I'm spinning the book around and taking a look at the illustration.
As any of you that are looking at this illustration, you all look somewhat different from each other. But looking at this picture, it's like looking into your own eyes. There's something disturbingly familiar.
Multifaceted, insectoid eyes. In retrospect, that should have been a bit of a giveaway.
No. His human eyes. They all look. You all look very much like him. He looks like you.
I mean, it's hard to tell with the fake beard and stuff, but I can't exactly take it off.
Right. Okay. So you guys just have a ghost?
Yeah, and apparently
Not
a
some
brother.
kind of pet.
Without
have-
looking up at her
we
from
don't-
the book,
we
I'm
don't
gonna pass her a
have-
business card. If
Okay.
you'd like to forget, contact this number.
Okay.
We don't have a ghost. It's not possible to own a sentient creature. That's
Well,
fucked
no,
up,
I
man.
meant more like have a ghost, as in you also have a librarian with you, right? As like part of your
Again.
group.
And you have rather a lot of literature of erotic drawings of the Mothman. Is there anything you'd like to elaborate upon?
Have you had any children
I have not.
that
Are
you've
you
maybe
going
given
to
up
have
for
any children?
adoption?
That was a lot of very personal questions all at once. I do not currently have any children. I have not had any children. I may have children at some time in the future.
Have you transported moth semen across state lines?
Not that I am aware of. Generally, I don't cross state lines. So there's that.
Just interspecies ones. Good day. And
Johnny, are your friends okay?
Triple J theatrically picks up a book just to slam it down on the counter.
Gentle with the books.
They're just a little on. They're just a little on edge.
Okay.
Can I investigate a mystery? And you could say no.
You can.
To see if she's pregnant. I think that would be investigating a mystery.
Yes, you
Just
can investigate a mystery, and you can ask what is
How are
being
you
concealed here.
investigating?
Yes, that would.
that would be the
Yes,
one.
okay, that would be what it would be. Okay. As a sharp,
Amazing.
I can add nothing to it, so that's fine. It'll just be. It's gonna be a 6.
With a 6, nope, you don't get any questions with a 6.
Okay.
But
I just look pointedly down at her lower abdomen while speaking to her.
so, Johnny, you were going to ask some questions.
Yeah, I
Good
was
luck now.
so just kind of like trying to like tune them out. So I heard there was some hallucinations, some red gas cloud, something happened. Do you know anything about that?
You mean out in the field? Yeah, that was
Yeah.
weird. So there may have been some adult substances involved. That's what
Ew.
happens sometimes when teachers have their time off. But yeah, we were having a party in McGregor's Field, like we usually do, and there was this thing that flew across the sky. This was probably about a week ago. And
Okay.
yeah, it really was weird. Like I thought it looked like a person. But a couple of people thought it was just like a giant turkey vulture, which I don't know. I suppose it could have been if I was maybe a little bit tipsy and, it was after dark and people don't have glowy red eyes or fly. So,
Right. So I imagine you can put two and two together based on my previous questions, what we think it is.
I mean, there's a particular field of interest for me, and so I think I'm a little biased. I am quite the expert in cryptids. They are one of my favorite topics, and honestly, the Mothman is really fascinating. And so, there's a little part of me that hopes maybe it really is the Mothman, and I got to see him live.
Guess we're not the only ones
Yeah, that
looking
would
for
be-
our daddy.
Um,
So if it is the Mothman, we would love to be able to put a stop to any terror he might be causing.
I mean, I don't know if it's well. Okay, some people are kind of terrified. I was more intrigued. I think that's the better term.
You can say aroused. We're all adults here.
I was not.
I'd rather that she didn't say aroused.
Please, that's our
But she-
dad.
I have.
There's
tried
an
to look
elementary
for-
school like right there.
Yeah, we want to watch our language in this building, because there are small ears around. They're not allowed in right now because technically I'm suspended for reading them stories about the Mothman. But I swear I only read the standard stories. I didn't read anything out of that book on the counter. That is not for children. I keep that one
And
tucked
the way you
away.
talked about Mothman was completely appropriate for child ears, and that's why you're suspended.
Well, just the fact that he exists, I should probably not have mentioned to children because some of them went home and maybe
It's just
claimed
a
that they
story,
saw
though,
Mothman
right?
flying. Well, that's what I thought too, but I want to believe. I have a big X-Files poster, I want to believe in these things. I think that they could be real. But
All too real.
they it wasn't the first time we've seen it.
When was
Actually,
the last time?
well, so it really hung around a lot that time 2 weeks ago. But in the last 2 weeks, I've seen it 3 more times.
Where?
Always at McGregor's. The biology. No, sorry, we're in elementary school. The third grade teacher thinks that he's eating cows, like sucking their blood dry, but there haven't been any bled out cows. And also, I don't think that's part of the Mothman mythology. He doesn't drink
That's
cow
El
blood.
Chupacabra.
Right. See?
I believe.
But no, the third grade teacher is not big into mythology, more into just weird stuff. I don't know. And they get mad at me for telling kids about a Mothman, whatever. It's
Reminds
fine.
me of a case I solved back a couple of years ago. Cow drinking Clive, the scourge of the Midwest.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Interesting to make your toes curl. In fact, no, I don't want to go down that route with you.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe later.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
You know what?
Seen
How
more
about
than enough.
how about I bring my notebook, and you guys join us at the farm tonight?
Sounds great.
All right.
Just to circle back to that gas. Absolutely just pot, nothing else. There's no secret industrial waste center or some plot related
You know-
incident that might occur with the gas.
Not that I'm aware of, but
Okay.
if there was a secret, government warehouse of toxic chemicals, I don't think they'd tell the librarian. But I didn't smell anything weird, just the usual sort of.
They'd probably tell us, and they didn't.
Jingle, they don't tell you anything.
You don't know that.
I could
I
take
would-
some soil samples and
That would be great. That will kill some of the conspiracy theorists. The paper would love to hear about that. A government agency. Do you have connections to a government agency? Can you get someone from the EPA or something out here?
I'm from APHIS, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I'll be able to get the EPA out here.
Okay. Yeah, if we
The
can get
Animal
some
and Plant
soil
Health
samples
Institute.
taken.
I don't know either. Let me have a look at my notes. The Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, ma'am.
Oh,
It's a reading his badge.
Yeah, what,
I have an
what do-
ability
who do I
called
work for
Deal
again?
with the agency where I can tell them to send somebody out. I don't know if the EPA is who we want them to send out. but I can ask for gear or information or help with something.
Okay.
Don't know if we want to use that now, but I'll let her know that that's an option if she heavily desires a soil sample of some kind.
You know, it might not be a bad thing. Sally over at the newspaper, she is such a conspiracy theorist. She and the third grade teacher are just like this. And yeah, I mean, when she was out at the farm, she was...
Oh, she was out of the farm.
Oh yeah, she's been out there several times. I mean, she doesn't have any kids, so it's not a conflict of interest for us to drink with her. We can't be drinking around parents. Heaven forbid.
No, we wouldn't want that at all.
Oh no, that would be terrible.
Keep those
Terrible.
parents far away from anything approaching a public service person.
Do we know who McGregor is at all? Like, is he a public figure in this town that would have come up in research, or should I just ask her?
Given the information that Johnny has gathered, probably no one of any importance.
Okay.
He is not the mayor. He is not
The field.
an official of any sort. He is just a resident who has a farm where he lets the teachers drink.
Well, that's nice of him. He's the Mothman, obviously, but that's what I've decided. Excellent.
Any other questions for our teacher?
Not for the teacher, but I'm just curious if in any of my research I know if there's anything specific that we would need to use for the Mothman, like any specific weaponry or things to...
That would be a what can hurt it question, surely.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a what can hurt it question.
Okay, I guess let me do my investigative mystery roll then.
And I assist him because my agency, one of the benefits is that we're rigorously trained and have good intel. I would love to give him a +1 if I could.
All right, you can go ahead and roll your cool to see if you can help him out.
Okay. That's just going to be an 8.
Okay. You're able to help him do some research, but you're exposing yourself to trouble or danger. So
In his research?
you've got that book with the really nice illustration of the Mothman.
Yeah, I'm probably like flipping through the Mothman book. Yeah.
And Agent Schmidt, you've grabbed the other sort of older looking tome and you're thumbing through it. And you find a section on Mothman. And as you're flipping to it, you notice, before you hand it over, that the book flips open to that page really easily. Like, it's been opened to that page a lot. Mm-hmm. And the librarian steps a little bit closer and says, maybe you should close that one.
I'm going to slide it directly over to Johnny so he can take a look at it, and I'm just going to turn around and talk to her personally. Why would that be, ma'am?
Because there might be some notes in there that you don't need to be reading.
That I don't need to be reading in terms of personal embarrassment, or is there something that could put myself or any other government agent in some sort of trouble?
Because they're my personal notes, and I don't think you need to read those.
Excellent. Well, I assure you that I will not be reading them.
Excellent.
They are already down there with Johnny. What does Johnny get out of it?
So yeah, do I get any +1 from
Yes,
Agent Schmidt?
You get a +1 from
Okay.
her.
With that and my forward from earlier, I have an 11.
Okay, so you were able to find out what hurts it.
So yeah.
As I pull open my notes to remember what hurts it. That is a thing that I'm going to have to bring up to you in just a moment after I do a little bit of reading.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, if you want to bring it up later, it's if I get a second question, I would love to find out what's being concealed here with the personal notes.
So you are reading through the first one, and then you move to the second book, and you do see little notes written in the side of the page. And given your profession, you are able to read shorthand. And this is very much written in shorthand. If you are not someone who can read it, it just looks like scribble, but you're able to read it. And, well, it looks like Adam might be a little bit right in that it is the librarian's notes about Mothman, but very specific notes about him and his physiology, and things that you might have to have been up close to see and notice and be aware of.
Okay, so she knows more than she's letting on about this specific instance.
Absolutely. She has seen the Mothman up close and personal, and judging by the contents of these notes, very personal.
All right, I will. All right, well, thank you so much for your information. Maybe we'll meet you out at the field later.
Absolutely. We usually don't meet until after sundown. So.
Okay, yeah, great. As soon as we're out of earshot from her, I definitely want to whisper to them. We need to follow her after this. She knows more than she's letting on. I think she's been very up close with the Mothman. Like very up close and personal, based on those notes.
Did you see all those books
Question?
about animal husbandry on her desk? I think she's been taking that literally.
Question.
Yes.
As a ghost, it doesn't say anything in the playbook, but can I become invisible?
I think that we could let you try it.
That would be a magic.
Yeah, I think that would be a use magic.
Okay, well, I have some of that.
Okay.
So just 2d6 and add my weird?
Add your weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Roll for beard.
13.
13. Okay.
Dang.
Very nice.
So-
Extremely weird.
You get to look at the list of effects and choose your effect. And I'm guessing that you're doing a thing
Does
that
it
is beyond
flawlessly.
human
Yeah.
limitation and becoming invisible.
Yes, that is what I would like to do so that I can shadow Mrs. Mothman.
Okay. And as your added benefit, I will tell you that you are able to be completely silent. The spell is only going to last 10 minutes, but in those 10 minutes, you are completely invisible and completely inaudible.
You, being a ghost, you don't normally make much noise moving anyway, but because you know you're sneaking so successfully, you manage to suppress the urge to giggle. as
I
you
have to
go.
I think Jingle as a ghost can move silent, but normally he jingles.
It's like
Just-
That's
jingling.
true,
Yeah.
yeah. You overcome your propensity to jingle.
Amazing.
So after they leave, I will kind of stay behind silently and, shadow her. Does she call anybody? Does she write anything? What are her immediate actions upon getting rid of this crew?
She very quickly puts those books away, and the one that had her shorthand notes in it, rather than putting it back on the shelf, she takes it back behind her desk, and it takes a moment to read over it again. Gives a little smirk and closes it and sticks it under the desk. And opens up her calendar and flips to today and writes at the bottom in the evening section, sundown, McGregor's Field, Johnny et al. With a question mark. And she sits sort of quietly thinking for a little while. And then picks up her book and starts reading about Married to the Mothman again.
Mm-hmm.
So I married Mothman and other tales.
All right, then I will
No, I won't say
will
what I was gonna say.
disappear before I become regrettably visible again.
All right.
Think Agent Schmidt, just while we're kind of killing time waiting for sundown, I believe, will take in everybody, but particularly Triple J, up to McGregor's field to kind of sniff about it like a bloodhound, looking for grass that is not in the correct position.
I mean, that is Triple J's day job, so yeah, he's more than happy to rummage around, taking soil samples,
Excellent.
looking for
Okay.
things that are off in the field. So I guess investigate a mystery
That is
in
correct.
the field,
Yes.
which is, of course, his field of field expertise. um, that's
Oh.
it's plus sharp, isn't it, for investigate a mystery?
I believe so.
Yes, it's a 9 then in that case.
Okay. So you get one question.
I would like to know, where did it go?
Okay. So as you're looking around, it is very clear that this is a very well used area. There are scuffled footprints throughout the area. The grass around the center is pretty much gone. The grass around the edges of the clearing is rather short. But as you move further and further out, it looks like one of those overgrown lawns where the grass is almost as tall as people. And there's just one path leading into it. As you're looking around, you can tell that most of the traffic has been along that single path. It is very worn down, very clear, very obvious. But you do see a very faint path in the opposite direction. And you're not sure what went that way, but something very clearly walked off through the grass.
You see that trail, Agent Schmidt, leading off from the main branch? It's very faint. It looks like something moved that way. I think that could be our perp. I mean,
Excellent.
father.
Well, if he has
Perpetrator is
wings,
appropriate.
I mean, if he has wings, why would he need to? Why would there be a
Because
trail?
he seemingly
his
doesn't always
targets
have
often
wings.
don't. So
That's
if he's
true.
planning to do any copulation Earthside, he's got to land.
And to be honest, if the stories are about the proportion are true, I wouldn't want to be flying around with that thing waving around.
Disgusting.
Yes, it is.
I hear bells on the wind. Jingle approach.
Apparently, I do.
Oh, tiptoe through the Judas.
Aw, Tim.
All right.
I'm going to. Can we investigate that path a little bit? Does it seem to lead anywhere in particular, or is it just eventually it goes off into takeoff
Well,
zone? Where
you can't tell unless you start walking down that path.
Yeah, I think Triple J
Think-
would just be instinctually following it.
All right.
Yeah. Do we have how long? We still have several hours until nightfall, right?
Yes.
Like 5 or 6 hours. Yeah. Okay.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll check it out.
So Triple J, you're leading the way, and you were able to follow that path, and it's a good 5 or 10 minutes of walking. Yes.
Could we, just to be pedantic about it, do what we could to not leave our own tracks? Is there a check for that, or is it just assumed that we're walking carefully?
I think you can assume that you're walking carefully. There are going to be additional signs of people passing through, rather than the very minor path. But you can be careful and gentle and sort of split the grass to the sides so that you're not just tromping through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll let you be careful about it. And it does take probably 10 minutes or so before you get to what would be the end of the path. And Triple J, you are less than impressed by what you see when you get there, because it is not a nice cleared out area that the farmer's maintaining. It is instead, well, it kind of looks like maybe a crop circle sort of thing, where someone has tramped down the grass in a fairly small area. It is, it's become flattened, and there's a pile of bedding on one end. It looks like a blanket
God.
spread out on the grass, and several others and pillows piled on top of it.
It's a love nest.
And you know what? This could cause blight on a massive scale. and all will be left. Not one household in America will be able to eat bread because of this copulation in a field of wheat. We'll all have to eat gluten-free bread, and God damn it, that's not a world I want to live in.
Only there were other wheat sources.
There are none. No patriotic wants anyway.
Does it seem like this is a love nest or where he sleeps, or is it frequently used? What's the vibe?
Let's look
Well,
for
it just-
unreturned books, and then we'll know for sure.
Would that be investigating? I'm really good
Yeah.
at reading a bad situation, but I don't think we've gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, we're gonna get like
things
a
aren't
get
quite
black light
bad
out.
yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, this will
Okay.
be an investigative mystery to see what you can find out about this place specifically.
Yeah,
I feel like other people who's super sharp in our group. It ain't me.
plus
I mean, I got a
thirty.
+2, but I'm not the
Plus
best.
one.
I have a +2. I have a +2 as well.
I think the highest you're likely to get
Yeah.
is plus two.
+2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a +3 to cool. I took a whole move based on
Yeah.
In this system are multiple people allowed to roll, or is it like one person and multiple people can help, or how does it
It
work?
should be one person with multiple people helping. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, so that we're not.
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah.
all probably help. I don't think
Yeah.
that's an issue. I'm quite happy to help. I don't need to take the lead. because
Yeah,
I've only
anyone
got
that
Johnny,
wants
do you
to
want to
help.
investigate, or shall I?
Investigate the. I'll
So
invest. Well,
investigate is going to
because
give
you have a better cool than me, so I think
Yeah.
you rolling cool would make more sense to help out, and then I can roll for investigating.
So yeah,
Okay.
anyone that wants to help out can roll cool.
That is my best stat. Okay,
I have
Ten.
+1 to cool.
8.
All right. So Schmidt, you give him a +1, no problem, and Triple J, you have opened yourself up to trouble.
What else is new?
All right, let's investigate.
Okay.
Ooh boy, so 7, and then plus my 1 from Schmidt is only an 8.
Oh, +1 from Triple J is
So
9.
I rolled a 5. Oh, okay, so 9. So I rolled a 5. I have +2 for sharp, and then plus another 2 for each of them.
Okay, so that's going to give you one question.
What happened here?
Well, your friend Triple J got it right. This is a love
Okay.
nest. There was some copulation. And Triple J, while
Waving
you
a
were
black light over it, like
while you were helping out looking,
oh.
you put your hand down to balance yourself, and when you lift it up, there's a weird powdery substance.
Oh no! Ah!
It's blood.
Wiping it on his thighs, on his jeans, like ah!
And your hand starts to tingle uncomfortably.
Oh god!
I think I put my hand in Dad's jizz.
Let's take a look at that. Anyone have any medical skill here, or is this all just a shot in the dark? No pun intended.
There is something odd going on with your hand. And until you get it dealt with, you're going to take a -1 to any weird rolls that you make.
Oh, so I'll be at -2 weird in that case. Painfully mundane.
All right. Are you going to do any other investigation of this love nest?
Did you have it? Did you have an answer for what can hurt it? Or
Oh,
were you- is it-
I will figure that out on the break.
Okay, that works.
I was just about to ask you
Before
about
the
that.
break, can Jingle wants to look for traces of the librarian. I don't know if Jingle can smell.
Oh.
Got no idea.
Just like find a bra
But
or
wants to
something.
know
like-
if she was the last one in the love nest.
Oh no!
Because you're looking for something different, you can do investigate a mystery as well.
Uh-huh. And that is, yep, sure. It's a -1. That's my best day.
Excellent, excellent.
Let's use the blue dice instead. So that's a total of 3.
With a total of 3, you are not sure if the
yeah.
librarian was the last one here or not.
I'm not even sure if I was the last one here or not.
The amount of biological evidence here, it could be absolutely anybody.
It's just upsetting.
All right.
Ugh.
Anything else you want to do here?
Wash my hands really thoroughly.
Is there like a launch point with the check that I was helping on that Johnny did? Is there like a launch point where like he lands or where he took off or anything like that, or is there just this little nest here?
It looks like all of the grass in this area has been trampled down about the same amount, so there's probably not a specific place where there's taking off and landing. It's
But
all
he's been here multiple times. This is the zone where he does it.
Very much a settled location.
Then I'm fully. Did you already have a black light out, Triple J?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Could I investigate a mystery just to see if I can identify if there's multiple sources of biological matter? Not necessarily more than one Mothman, maybe more than one person that he's doing the ding-dang thing with, or...
If Agent Schmidt wants to use the black light, more than welcome, because Triple J is just literally going, oh,
If I could have that for a moment, thank you so much.
please.
And I'm not going to make you roll for this one. As you are shining that black light, there are multiple sources of fluorescence.
Excellent. Horrible.
And unfortunately, the black light is not going to be enough to tell you if they're from the same...
Oh yeah, I don't need to know who
creature.
they are. I just need to know if he's a monogamous or if it's just a general
well,
smorgasbord of
ethically
Jews.
not
You
monogamous.
can't tell how many partners he's had, but you can tell that the location is well used.
Yes. And
We
it
did it
doesn't appear
here
to just
and
be
there and
his
there.
juice and the librarian's juice. There's many sources of...
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
you can't tell who the sources are, but there's
More
a
than
lot
one.
of mess. How's that? There's
We
a
don't know
lot of
who's
mess.
been juiced. Just that
Okay.
there's a lot of it about.
I
This
cannot.
juicer is for an active kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, this
Do
is
we
just
have an 18 plus warning on this stream? I'm just asking.
You made the
Yeah,
plot about how
I
many
mean,
people our dad has fucked, so it's gonna be...
I've definitely
I
used
forgot
the
to
word
check. Hey, on the
jizz
Majestic
several
Goose Network, are we
times.
allowed to curse?
yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Well,
great.
if we're not, I'm in real bad trouble. I mean, like, I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now.
The point is that this blanket has not been washed in a very long time. That's what you're getting. Is
Stinks.
that, he is not a Mothman who is familiar with washing machines, I guess.
Is he a goddamn Mothman or a goat man? Holy
Like
shit.
to put on some gloves. Pick up the
Yeah, I
blanket. I,
should've
don't know if there's
done that.
anything underneath the blanket.
More
Just-
blankets and pillows.
Probably bugs.
I'm gonna fold up that blanket. I'm gonna put it into a plastic bag, and I'm gonna send it back to forensics from my agents. I guess it would be forensics, right? To see
Yeah.
if I can find any like potential
Information.
future moth children, so that they can keep track. The Bureau of Occult
Yeah.
Occurrences would want to know about the Mothman children, just to see if
Right.
we
Yeah.
can follow a trail of his targets, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna collect some evidence, put it in a sealed bag, put it into my blazer pocket, and then it's like it's not there anymore. Much bigger pockets on the inside. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Can
Nice
I
box.
roll for? Can I try to use magic to kind of clean off Triple J's hand?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay.
I was going to volunteer ectoplasm. I don't know how it works in antibacterial, but in a pinch if you need it.
It's like that magic gel silly putty stuff. Where you like
Right.
clean out your dashboard
So
or
that's
something.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Please.
And we're gonna call that a healing recovery.
Heal 1 harm or cure a disease.
Yeah, well, you are very lucky there, Triple J. He is able to magically remove the residue from your fingers, and your hand stops tingling.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Johnny.
Surprised that worked.
It still smells pretty bad, but
Well,
doesn't,
yeah.
it doesn't hurt
It
anymore.
it's just it got rid of the magical part of it. It's still
Yeah.
jizz.
Yeah. Oh God.
Or it
Smells
might be
like
pollen,
bleach.
you never know.
Or pollen.
Whatever it is,
I
it was
don't-
kind of nasty.
I'm not
Yeah.
willing to run the test to find out.
All right. Anything else in this weird little nest?
I think I've hit the limit of things that I
All
can
right.
possibly do.
So you're going to head back into town. Not that you're really all that far out of town. And I think this is a good time for us to take a short break.
Yes, please.
So we will be back in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned to find out what's happening with the Mothman, which
Stay
is not
tuned to
quite
the
where I
The
Mothman
thought
Mothman
it
and
was.
his juices.
Mothman Seaman.
Moth
Yeah.
down.
Bye,
The
guys.
Mothman juice episode.
Hello and welcome back. Let me make sure. Yes, we are live. Excellent. Thank you for sticking around during our break. It looks like actually we got another viewer over the break. Good times, folks.
I think that's short Danny. Not Danny, but Danny. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. Before we get going again, I would like to remind you all that we do have lots of merch over at majesticgoose.com, including our Meme of the Month shirt, where meme is law, and we're working on some others. So, if you like our show, buy the shirts. The shirts are great.
They're
They're
really
like a good
soft.
quality and super soft and good
Yeah,
sizing.
I mean, we would say that, but it nevertheless is true.
Yeah,
very,
they're
very nice. Good
it's
quality
the Bella
shirts.
Canvas brand, which is what I buy for my own shirts when I'm not buying merch. So the shirts themselves are good, but buy them with our stuff on them. They're really cool. All right. So when we last left out, our agents were coming back from finding their
That's an unfortunate
father's.
choice of word there.
Yeah, we were coming.
We
but
were
continue.
returning.
I was trying, and I failed.
Danny said very specifically, when we come back from break, we're going to be less spicy. We're going to be a really mild stream. You are.
Okay.
That's what you're.
It lasted like a few seconds, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. That's fine. So you're returning from your investigations. Oh, Lady Bedivere. Oh, yeah, we are. We're having fun with our cryptid.
We're getting him good, all right.
Oh, okay. Somebody's getting it good anyway.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. Oh, it's fine.
Back to McGregor's Field, or out of McGregor's
So
Field.
you have left the field. You have probably another 3 hours or so before nightfall when the teachers will be partying.
I believe that most likely Agent Schmidt is going to be using her ability to deal with the agency to get us any last minute supplies.
Okay.
Johnny had been finding out what the weaknesses were.
Yes.
Do we know what those are?
So between what he has already researched and what he was able to find out from those books in the library, you know that they are sensitive to silver. Injuries caused by silver are incredibly painful, and a silver bullet or silver blade to the heart will kill them. They are identified by retinal flare, and that is why their eyes often look red as people see them. And when they are captured on camera, there's sort of a light flash there. Well, at least with this specific Mothman, because you have been made aware that he is a shapeshifter type thing. So he's going to have weaknesses in common with both of those. What else?
And I see if I am able to have access to any silvered weapons with my armory
Yes,
feature.
let's go ahead and see what your armory's got for you.
So I can roll for weird. On a 10 plus, I have plenty, and 7 to 9, I have a minimum amount.
Okay,
Otherwise, I have the wrong thing.
gotcha.
I got a 12.
All right, yeah. You have lots of silver stuff. You've got silver bullets. You have silver knives. You have a silver sword.
Excellent. So I will grab that out of my rental car.
There you go.
As you're taking all these silver weaponry that we know is what could kill this Mothman out and pushing it into our official agency van, I'm gonna stand back and pull my clipboard out and flip through the pages. So a brief conversation that I'd like us all to have, Johnny, if you don't mind. Silver, I believe you were saying, has the capability of killing the creature.
Yes, from what I've read, at least.
Is that a goal that you have?
I don't think we need to kill it. I think if I understand your aim is to capture it, which I will respect. I think the silver will definitely weaken it. I think killing would be last resort if it's him or us, so to speak.
Thank you. I appreciate that respect, but the mission of my particular bureau only applies to my own work. If any among you, minus a Jingle, you are under the same admissions that I am, had any desire to do away with this creature, that is under your own jurisdiction. Triple J?
I mean, apart from a personal sense of revulsion, I have no raging bloodlust. I think taking it alive is probably the best option.
There is an
Still don't know
option.
about wanting to leave it in a parked car, but
There is an option for this creature, similar to the options that were presented, if you remember, to you, Jingle, upon your second capture by the BOO. For licensure, citizenship, unillegal alien non-human status within the United States of America.
you act like I wasn't trying to get it captured.
I appreciate
You captured me because I
complaints.
wanted you to capture me because I need for you to get it through the agency's head that I'm dead and I don't want to work for them anymore.
I appreciate that, Jingle. I appreciate your point of view, and you must understand that I don't have any hand in your ability to go to heaven or hell or wherever it is that you're planning to go after this mission.
I don't care where I go. I just don't want to work for the Bureau no more. Man should be able to enjoy his afterlife.
What about
I'm out
the
here in a
father?
field looking for moth. Dad.
Mustard.
Moth
Do we
Daddy.
believe that we should assist him in gaining some sort of citizenship, or do we leave him in a parked car?
Well, surely your agency will know what to do with a interdimensional moth impregnator.
Oh, surely Aphis does as well.
Yeah, but my methods would probably, I don't know. Well, they would certainly be effective in removing his ability to breed, but with it being a sentient creature, I'm not sure he falls under my remit. I could definitely knock him out real good, though. And Triple J brandishes his trank gun.
Excellent. So he goes to the BOO. Any complaints?
You can take this one. The next time you get a ghost badger infecting cows with TB, send it my way.
I'll keep that in mind. Excellent. All right, keep your silver, aim it towards the legs.
You got it, boss.
Thank you.
Wouldn't the wings be better? Like, so it couldn't fly away? I mean, it doesn't do a lot of running. It does a lot of flying.
Excellent point. Aim for the legs. Can you fly, by the way? Is that within your realm of ability?
What if I know? I'm going to try to fly.
We'll see when the time comes. Excellent. Is there anything else that we might need? Do we have retinal flare? Would that be effective with like a flashlight or something if we just shone it in people's eyes and they went all blah, 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 blah?
Yeah.
I mean, any like
For
moth,
him,
it's like
it's going to sort of
attracted to light.
flash
yeah.
red. That is true as well.
Do we just want to kit up with lights then and try to see if he's disguised among the teachers or something like that? Or the lovely, what is her name? Miss Hayes? Sally Hayes? She was telling
Yeah,
us little to nothing.
I feel like once we
Oh,
get
that
everyone
was
together at
Nora.
the fields,
Wouldn't it be a kicker? It's Nora.
Sally was the reporter.
They say they gave us a van with a cage in it, right?
Yes.
Like, okay. Are there like spotlights or anything like that? Like fog lights or something you might,
Yeah, there
Extra
are probably
lights on
some
that
bright
van.
lights.
might be worth.
Maybe we park the van somewhere close by where we can try and catch him in the spotlights.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
Yeah, once we get everyone together, we can hopefully suss him out and capture him.
Sounds like a plan. In the meantime, anybody want waffles?
This monster of the week. I've got to try and make us go to a restaurant at least.
You have them on you?
No, I thought maybe we got like 3 hours to kill. We can go back
It's
to
a hella small town. You think they got a Waffle House?
No, we're just at a diner.
You were just at a diner.
It's an empty diner. If there's an actually populated Waffle House that you would like to take us to, I invite it as an opportunity for workplace family bonding.
Family reunion, if you will.
Oh yeah, we are all siblings.
Ma'am, you're not supposed to make that face until you actually suck on the lemon. You gotta suck on the lemon and then make the face.
Just as long as
Waffles.
it's a USDA approved lemon.
All right, so you are able to get to the Waffle House because, of course, there's a Waffle House because there's always a Waffle House. You are just off the interstate, I'm sure, so there has to be one.
Find
Yeah.
a Waffle House.
Or we go to the bar and we can get waffles from the bar.
You could probably do that too. It's a one-stop shop.
Triple J just demands waffles from every place he walks into.
Including the library. Like,
Give me those goddamn waffles.
I
Tell me
think
about
them.
Mothman and give me some waffles. In that order.
All right. So you make it to the Waffle House and get some waffles, I guess. And you have been taking your time preparing everything. So you've got your weapons. You've
stare
got
at
your
the waffles
plan.
wistfully.
Aw. Is there anything else you want to do planning-wise?
We've got our fundamental plan. I'm at I've eaten part of a waffle and otherwise still got my clipboard out. So our plan is essentially park car, flash lights at people, wait until retinal flare, and then profit. Do we have anything more specific planning-wise? I have a net and a stun gun. I know you have a tranquilizer. Is that what we're aiming for?
Yeah, I think this stuff is
The
pretty
end
powerful.
goal is to profit.
You know, step 1, underpants, step 2, question mark, step 3, profit. We don't need to know the in-betweens. We just know that we succeed.
a
You
good
never
second
heard
word
that
for
They're
that.
teaching you kids at the agency these days, but in my day, we need a little more than that.
All right, well, what suggestions do you have? Were you always called Jingle? I've only ever known you as Jingle, but I've also only ever known you posthumously.
No, back in the day, I was John Jacob.
Non Jacob.
I was going places. I was climbing the ladder. And then they put me on the Mall Santa Crime Syndicate. That's where I got the outfit.
Makes sense.
Last year, do you remember that blizzard? Buffalo, New York. Blizzard hit. People were stuck in the cars, the buses. I maybe wasn't as prepared for the emergency as someone else, and so I maybe froze to death in my car. But the Bureau didn't care. The agency didn't care. They were like, "Oh, we need your report." So I turned in the report because I figured that was my unfinished business, since I couldn't move on. Maybe I needed to finish my job. But maybe it's my dad. Maybe this is my unfinished business. Maybe I gotta finish this.
Yeah, maybe. I think, that would be a reason to keep going, is to track down your deadbeat Mothman top shagger dad. Bring him to justice with your heretofore unknown siblings. In, where the hell are we? Red Cloud, Nebraska.
I thought unfinished business was like, telling someone you love them, not coming to Red Cloud, Nebraska to track down your moth dad.
Jingle, I want to be exceptionally clear. I know that we've just discovered that we're siblings, and I will not be telling you that I love you.
But I know you mean it, sis.
Chicken and waffles, please.
All right.
No salt for her.
Okay, so you've got a plan-ish.
Ish.
Yeah. We're gonna drive the van up with some kick-ass tunes to really like sell the idea that we're going to a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Montage. It's
Dazzle.
a montage.
I'm gonna give Triple J the net because
Okay.
it has to be within hand or close distance, and I'm not gonna
Okay.
be there, just personally. I'm gonna borrow
Triple
some
J's.
silver bullets from Johnny so that I can put them in my sniper rifle.
Okay.
Okay.
So I again don't have to be there.
Okay, Schmitty. Schmitty's on Overwatch.
Yeah.
I, for some reason, chose close. Like I have a magical dagger and a sword, which
Okay.
is great for my. Well, I guess I could. It says iron sword, but I guess it could be a silver
It can
sword.
absolutely be
That's
silver.
Pull that out of your rental car. We're like, where did the sword? Was that at the? Do they
They
have
don't ask
those at the
questions when you
Library
check
of Congress?
when you check your luggage. They don't ask questions.
Right. You flew that here. You flew that
Yes.
from Washington
From DC, from
to
Washington
Nebraska.
DC. Yes,
Right. I guess they decided just as long as you're taking it out of the capital. it's
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
I'm sure you opened up your bag to see the little the TSA notice.
The note.
Oh yeah, they could like yeah.
Look, they examined my bag because I had a bunch of soap in there. I'm sure they would examine your weapons.
Like, you have a sword in here.
Oh gosh. Sorry, I've just realized that I have to bring a whole box of scalpels with me when I go to San Francisco. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna deal with that. That's fine. That's not for the
No.
That's just a me problem. Anyway,
You're gonna mail them ahead of time.
I think I probably will. In any case, you have your preparations made and hop into your van as night falls and head back towards the farm.
Okay.
Oh,
There's no
Well,
way Triple J
actually get
would
in the
suffer
van.
anyone else to drive.
Of course not.
He's cranked Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
Excellent. That feels like the sort of music that your moth dad would appreciate.
Yes.
Like,
that's
oh
the
yeah, I
idea.
love this song. We all have inadvertently the same taste in music.
That would be fantastic.
We all just slowly look at each other and nod.
of course, Jingle is running outside the van because he can't be motionless in the van. It messes with the thing, but he's bobbing his head along too.
Yeah.
So you are you've arrived at the farm, and you go back. You trace your steps, and you of course have to leave the van outside of the clearing because the pathway to the clearing isn't quite big enough for the van. It's big enough for people and probably 2 people carrying a cooler, but not quite the whole van.
But can the headlights get down?
Well, as you approach, you see a sort of glow coming from where the clearing is.
Okay.
Agent Schmidt, you think you're gonna hang back and provide Overwatch with that sniper rifle, right?
Of course.
Okay. You think you can handle turning on the lights when we spring the ambush and keep that Def Leppard cranked?
Leave the music on. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to get up on top of the car and like lay down with my sniper rifle with the silver bullet. Can I assess the bad situation from here if I've got like the focus on my sniper that like zooms in? I don't know how sniper rifles work. I'm just gonna
You
assume
know
there's a
what?
little zoom button that I can use.
Like, it's good enough. It's
Yeah,
a video
it
game.
is
Why
good
not?
enough for this game.
You got
Absolutely.
CIA stuff.
Okay.
So go ahead, roll me investigate or read a bad situation.
Okay, let's see. I have something specific for that, but what is it? Tactical genius. There we go. I can roll plus cool, and at a +3, that's it. So I can just add a +3 to this instead of a +2.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks. So that's going to be a 5 total, but can I use a luck? Can I use a luck to
Yes,
make that
you
a
can
12? So then
lose-
that's going to be, yeah, I'm going to use one of those. And that just turns it into a 12 automatically, right?
Does it
And then I
turn
add-
it into a 12, or does it make it the next one up?
Mark luck to change a roll
Yeah,
to
to change
a
it to a 12,
12.
yes.
Success,
So
So
yeah.
then
makes it
that'll be a
12.
15 total with my +3.
Okay, so you get to ask 3 questions, and one of them can be any question you want, not just the listed ones.
Okay. What's my best way in? Does that apply to the whole party? Like, what's
Yeah.
their best way in?
The
I'm
best
gonna ask that.
the best way in is going to be the path that you took in before.
Okay, excellent. What's the best way to protect the victims? Like, is it going to be that same avenue if we want to get the human people out of there? Just drag them down the same way.
Okay, so the best way to protect the victims is going to be to neutralize the Mothman threat.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I don't think we could do it from here, but I just want to see if I sense anything. What's the biggest threat in that clearing right now?
From what you
Triple
can
J.
see, the biggest threat currently appears to be the very large bonfire burning in the center that was not there when you examined it earlier.
Okay.
There was not a
I'm gonna
fire pit
share
earlier. This is
all that information with the party so that they know what they need to know going in. I'm
Okay.
just gonna...
Signal fire. makes
Thunder!
sense.
Thunder! And be up with my sniper.
I love this.
Slow walking into the.
Oh,
I'm gonna turn on my supernatural playlist on there we go.
Yep, sounds about right. Okay, so the redneck, the ghost, and the librarian stride towards the clearing there, with our agent atop the van, watching through her scope.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach, there is just the big fire. And like I said, that wasn't there earlier. You can see that it's sort of a roughly arranged fire pit. There's not like big rocks or anything around the outside. It looks like it might have been dug down a little bit, but it's mostly just a bunch of wood piled up and lit afire. There aren't a lot of people. You see the librarian, Nora Anderson. You see the journalist, Sally Hayes. You see 2 other men and 2 other women. So 6 people total.
For the record, Jingle does not go into the clearing.
Okay.
Jingle circles the clearing still in the corn or the wheat or whatever creepy crop we're doing, because Santa might not make an appearance at every bonfire.
Okay. Probably for the best. All right.
Like, who brought the ghost with them to the party?
Sorry, I got the no, I didn't get the numbers wrong. As you walk in, Sally and Nora were chatting, and they look up and smile, and Nora says, "Oh, hi guys, glad you're here. Where was the lady who was with you?"
Oh, she wasn't feeling well. Stayed back with the. Yeah, staying
Oh.
hanging back. Just.
She ate too many
so it's just the
lemons.
2 of us.
That
Just the 2 of us.
Oh, well, that changes the balance of things here a little bit. Well, that's okay.
Beg pardon?
No, we like having even numbers, and it's fine. It's fine. We have
I
some marshmallows if you'd like to roast some.
Sure.
Sure.
Let's keep an
That's,
eye on.
That's a s'more.
Oh, you're clever. You're clever.
Thanks. I
And
really
more
am.
importantly, we do have the cooler over there with a little bit of everything. We've got some absinthe tonight. Fantastic.
The Green Fairy.
It's It's good stuff. It'll hit you hard if you're not careful. So don't be careful. And she winks.
You know, that stuff contains wormwood, a
Yes.
non-endemic species to the United States.
That's why it's imported.
Do you have a permit for that?
Oh, I'm sure someone did somewhere along the way.
I'm going to investigate this absinthe. Excuse me.
All right.
He's gonna go question the absinthe.
Triple J's just scrutinizing the label, like trying to work out
yeah.
if anything's actionable.
Johnny's like definitely gonna have some s'more. Have a s'more.
Okay.
Start making one while still keeping an eye out. I would like. What about I need to roll to like? I want to look at people's reflections in the
Okay.
of the fire to see if I see any red.
Let's just roll a straight sharp to see what you're catching.
That's a 10.
Okay, so as you're looking around, everyone's eyes sort of look normal. You don't see anything weird, except you catch Triple J's eyes, and they've got a faint hint of red to them.
I grab my phone and I look at my reflection of my own eyes.
They also have just a slight hint of
Okay.
red.
Okay. Put it away. Just note that and keep making my s'more.
All right.
Huh. So, no, the question. I guess the question is like, can they see that as well? I guess the only way we know that is to directly ask them.
Do you see red in my eye?
Yeah.
Excuse me, do these look demonic to you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Well,
going for, but I just
Triple J's spider sense is tingling because this feels very much like a setup. Would it be? I want basically what I want to do is read a bad situation.
Okay.
I feel this is reading a
Yeah,
bad situation.
this is reading a bad situation. Yes.
Okay. Ooh, a 12. So
Okay.
I rolled 11 plus my natural 1 sharp. So, okay. So I get to ask
3 questions and one can
3
be
questions
of your
and
own.
whatever I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes. As you are looking around, you lock eyes with Sally across the fire, and you see her eyes go a little bit wide, and she starts walking towards you.
Okay. What's... What do we think are their intentions? That's custom one. What does Triple J think is happening here? What's his best guess?
Your best guess, based on things you know, is moths are attracted to light, and they have made a large light source in the middle of this clearing.
Mm-hmm.
The folks here seem to have an excessive interest in the Mothman, and a particular
Yes.
type of interest in the Mothman.
I should say so, yeah.
And with the expression on Sally's face, you think that perhaps she has noticed the glint in your eyes that is not unlike that of the Mothman that they are trying to attract.
Unanticipated coitus. Damn it.
Oh, gosh.
Occupational hazard.
My final question: what's most vulnerable to me?
These other 6 people.
This is regular rego
Yeah.
people. Triple J is a big, strong fanboy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, noticing Sally, was it?
Yes.
Noticing Sally's approach, um, Triple J is going to play for time and keep hold of the absinthe bottle, and just sort of take the cap off as if he's about to take a big swig out of it, and theatrically wink at Sally.
She grins and keeps walking towards him.
So, you come to this field often?
Every night.
I'm just trying to play for time until Mothman shows up, I guess. Like,
Okay. She's going to lean in real close. Are you sure you're not from around here?
Oh yeah, I'm from Riverdale, Maryland.
You sure I haven't seen you before?
When I was in college, I appeared in some adult movies. My name was Buck Wild.
Well, that's not quite what I meant, but as she just sort of trails a finger down your arm, that's good to know.
Yeah, they were. It was a pretty dark period in my life, honestly. I had to pay my way through veterinary school.
Wow, that's quite the accomplishment. You're a veterinarian, are you?
Yeah, with my work for the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, I'm called to do a lot of dirty jobs. Ensure the welfare of many breeding animals.
And
Honestly, it's
do you have any
related
interest
field.
in insects?
I mean, sure, I like them well enough. They're pretty neat.
Uh-huh. And she seems a little disappointed
You're neat.
in that answer. All right. Well,
I mean, insects generally are pretty cool, but of course I like moths. I mean, who doesn't, right? Moths, they're great.
they are. They are fantastic creatures.
You know, they've got the largest penis-sizing proportions of any animal.
You know, I did know
So
that.
much for less spices.
Can I read a bad situation
Yes,
again
please.
from the distance I'm at?
please
This
stop
is
me
the-
having
is
like
this
this
zooming
all
in
awful.
on-
coming? Not,
Please stop
you know what I mean.
Please stop me doing this awful flirting with one of my friends, please, please.
Except it's not really.
Okay, so that's gonna be a 14
Oh,
total.
right.
I want to look
Oh
see
my
is she
gosh.
distracting him or is she just like, look at that? But I guess let me
Just
actually look at the
shoot her on
questions that I can
principle.
ask for this. Are there any dangers that we haven't noticed? Is the first question. Is there anything approaching? It says that I can hold 3.
Okay.
I kind of want to hold these questions, I guess, until I'm just sitting on top of the roof there of our
Yeah.
car with the snipe, waiting for these things to be relevant.
Okay.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
As you are watching this painful flirtation where
Like, do I shoot
Sally
her?
seems very interested and Triple J seems really not. He's more concerned about the importation status of the absinthe. You do hear a fluttering sort of sound in the distance.
From what direction?
From across the clearing from where you are.
So what I want to do, because we got a smarty pants here, we got our librarian, so I want to take out like a little pocket mirror or something, and like a phone flashlight or another little flare, and I just want to just flash some semaphore to communicate across the thing that he's at your 6 o'clock behind you.
Yeah.
Essentially,
And I would have positioned myself so that I could see where the van was for this exact purpose.
Yeah, just
All right. Okay.
You have that information.
You are able to transmit that information.
And upon learning that, I will kind of position myself away from the other people at the bonfire, so I can't get like grabbed or anything.
Right.
And keep an eye out for just kind of, I guess, get ready in case something comes to attack me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Did Agent Schmidt have any other questions?
I do. I'm not sure. Is it okay if I hold on to them until they become relevant, or do I need to use all of them now? Because I don't know if anything's changed other than hearing that flapping of wings since the last time that I checked.
Okay.
I won't take any other actions until I've finished asking the questions. I guess. Does that work? Okay.
Yeah, that works. So you do hear this gentle flapping of wings. And it's a little bit harder for you to hear it, Johnny, because you're standing by the fire, and it's actually kind of loud with its crackling. But you know where to look, and you look up, and you do see a shadowy movement. It's dark out now, so it's hard to tell, but you see a brief flash of red eyes, and they seem to be, as you're watching, they seem to get closer with each little flash of light in them.
I would like to. I imagine. I want to say that I had been using my sword as my skewer for the marshmallows.
Okay.
Otherwise, like, how am I going to walk in there with a sword?
That's
I brought my own skewer.
That's so ostentatious, but like,
But it works.
it's amazing. Yeah, I love it.
Take off the marshmallows, finish my s'more, and then that way I'm ready if it gets close.
Okay. And your friend Nora does make her way over and look at the sword. That is probably the coolest marshmallow skewer I've ever seen. Nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, why use a regular one?
That is excellent point. I gotta find a better one than this. And she holds up it's very clearly an unwound coat hanger. I mean, it's effective, but that is so much.
Get the job done.
I have my second question.
All right.
Are you gonna elaborate on what's my best way out? Do I feel like the people here at this bonfire are going to try to prevent my friends from leaving?
That is
if my friends tried to leave right now, I don't know why I said parents, I meant party. My party tried to leave right now.
Siblings.
Would they go, here's my coat hanger, he's staying right here?
You don't get that vibe.
No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably not going to be happy when we start like attacking Daddy, but
Yeah. Okay. That was my second question. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfect.
Just with that coat hanger, I got nervous.
So she loads up her coat hanger again with another couple of marshmallows and sits beside you, and she leans in a little bit. So, why'd you decide to stick around and come out? Are you hoping to catch a glimpse of the Mothman tonight?
To be honest, I am. You piqued my curiosity. I was kind of hoping to get a glimpse. You study these things, you hear about them, but to get to see one in person.
And he is worth sticking around to look at. He is an interesting creature.
Yeah, I've heard that the penis proportions to the size is the biggest of any animal.
You hear a voice in the corn behind you going, "For fuck's sake!"
Don't remember where I heard that, but
Well, actually, that's. I hate to say it, but it's been highlighted in the library books quite a bit. That seems to be a fact that teenagers really appreciate for some reason. I don't know. Which is weird because it's an elementary school, but it's also the public library. So.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I figured you would probably want to see him. That's why we built the fire. We're hoping that, a moth to the flame, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd love to have him come back again. Oh.
And just my eyes keep darting up to the direction he was supposed to be coming from.
Return of the Moth once again.
And it doesn't take long for him to approach. So, Agent Schmidt, you see him probably before anyone else because you are looking specifically for him. You see him coming in, and he lands on the opposite side of the fire from you. So, he is now out of your vision. Okay. Unfortunately, the fire is blocking him from you. But that does mean...
A good deal more flashings of light at Johnny, yeah.
The rest of you do see him as he is touching down. And he's going to be closest to Triple J. And possibly Jingle. Because you were moving through the corn. I'm not sure where in the corn you are.
Jingle was circling, but whenever Sally got her cougar eyes aimed at my brother there, I kind of circled around to give him some backup.
Okay.
If she was going to be all in his inappropriate mix.
All right.
He was going to be all like...
Thanks, bro.
So Jingle and Triple J are on the same side of the fire as where the Mothman lands. And Johnny and Agent Schmidt are on the opposite side.
Roughly how far is he from Triple J?
He touches down probably about 10 feet from you. And he is an imposing figure. He looks very dark. Like, in this form, even with the light of the fire on him, everything about him is pitch black. And he almost looks more like a shadow or an outline than an actual humanoid creature. You see a body-ish shape and wings that are outstretched that fold up onto his back. And you see the glowing red lights where his eyes are. But at first, he's just this sort of black amorphous blob. Are you doing anything?
Triple J?
Well, was he a blob with wings? Like,
he was a blob with wings.
Okay.
And then he lands, and the wings sort of fold up and seem to disappear into the rest of the blob.
Okay.
Triple J would like to do a couple of things. You will recall that I mentioned that he was still holding on to the absinthe bottle and had taken the lid off it.
Yes.
He would like to simultaneously throw the absinthe into the raging bonfire so that it woofs off.
Okay.
And then try and cast the net onto Mothman. So flare the fire up to distract the moth cultists and then deftly try and ensnare Mothman at the same time.
Okay, so I want you to roll two things. I need you to act under pressure to throw the absinthe properly into the fire.
Sure.
Jingle would like to assist in any way possible.
Well, that was 2 1s, so even plus cool, that's not going to work. So I would like to spend a luck point.
Okay.
Please.
All right. So, the absinthe goes flying. It leaves your fingers a moment too early and you panic, but you manage to just direct it into the flames. The bottle crashes against a chunk of wood in the center, and there's just this whoosh of... It's purple and green sparks. It is not what you'd expect a bottle of alcohol to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be some sort of magic that has been released.
Ruh-roh. How about the net? Would that be kick-ass?
That would be kick-ass.
Okay.
So you're
that's a lot better. That's 13.
All right. You get to pick an advanced effect.
I don't know what stats the net had, but let's say the advanced effect that I want is I want it to be restrained. So I don't mind if I take some resultant damage. I want to restrain the Mothman.
Okay, so it will...
The net is hand close bulky capture.
yeah, with a success, you're going to capture him. With that level of success, he is captured in this net. And as it comes down over him, he sort of shifts. And he's no longer this black blob. He shifts and looks like a slightly younger version of you, Triple J.
Hi, Dad.
My boy. What's up? Why is
Not
this
you.
net thing here?
Well, I guess the day you went out for cigarettes and never came back hurt me a lot more than I thought it did.
Right.
So, you're gonna stay with me for a little while, Dad.
I
You're
don't
gonna stay with all of us. Johnny, Schmidt.
I'm gonna walk towards the net.
Deanna, question?
Unless anyone doesn't want me to. I'm a hard professional. I would like to shoot our dad in the leg.
You are on the opposite side of the fire. You're going to have to...
Oh yeah. You
Would I be
probably
able
wouldn't-
to shoot through the fire or no?
You
I have a sniper
can,
rifle.
but you don't know what's on the other side of the flames. It is a big...
A
Would
miss
I be able
would
to like get up in a
bad.
tree or anything to get the shot or no?
Well, I mean, let's see what happens with the rest of these other 6 people. that
Yeah,
are
I don't
hanging
think you're
around.
going to be able to get up. There aren't any trees in this field. It is just like grass type plants. So on
Then
the
just
roof.
While
you're
they're
probably-
having that conversation, then I'm just going to be pulling the car around as quietly as I can. Turning down the music a little bit to get into a position where I could do something later.
Okay.
Some sugar
Um,
on me.
So we've got Johnny coming around. We have Moth Daddy in the net. And beside...
Jingle will step out from behind Triple J.
Okay. So we've got Triple J and Jingle standing side by side, staring down Moth Daddy. Beside
I
Triple
love this
J...
game so much.
Beside Triple J, Sally's eyes are just wide. And she starts walking towards him.
No.
Oh, come on.
Now, come on, Sally. I think there's been too much of that coming on around these parts recently.
I don't think there's been enough. And
Well,
Moth Daddy smiles at her and says, "Come on, you can let me out."
don't you make me
Uh-oh.
go, Sally.
I'm going
Jingle would like to lay hands and stop her
to...
with some magical force.
Okay, go ahead and use magic to try and stop her.
All right. 1 harm magical close. Use magic to +3, so an 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah? What are you trying to do with use magic?
I am trying to throw her behind us. Like, just to interrupt her trajectory towards netted Moth Dad.
Okay.
Alley-oop.
If it's into the fire, that's an oversight on my part. If it's into the corn...
No, because you rolled an 11, your magic works without issue. So you were able to stop her from getting to him. And yeah, I'll say that you can manage to shove her back into the corn behind you.
Okay. Like-
This is not a quiet thing you've got happening. And the other
No.
5 people have run over. Some of them on your side of the Mothman, and some of them behind him.
I think since I'm on the opposite side, I'm going to turn to the people on my side and like, this is a government mission, and I'm going to ask all of you guys to leave.
I'd like you to
You
manipulate
show
someone.
ID from the Library of Congress.
Yes, I flash it. Flash
Yeah.
my library badge.
That's all it takes.
And I -1 charm here.
Yep.
That's an 8.
Okay, so they'll do it, but you have to do something right now to show them that you mean it.
Besides flash his library card.
Yes.
I'll pick up the sword like I'm gonna I'll I would use it if I had to. Like if Laura was just kind of standing there and
Okay.
show that I'm serious.
I think that is going to be enough for the 4 unnamed folks to sort of go, yeah, this is too much, and nope, out of there. Nora crosses her arms and grins at you. Nice try. So, what's your real interest in this guy here?
We're trying to stop him.
Stop him from what?
You know what he's been doing. We saw the love nest back there.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of spiciness between 2 consenting adults.
Sure, but also results in let's kind of look towards the light and see so she can see the red in my eyes.
That's interesting.
You
I don't
have any
suppose you'd
idea
be a
how-
consenting adult, would you?
Trying to put a stop to this, ma'am.
Look, you've read me the fun facts about mobs. I'd rather you not stop him. Just saying.
Well, I'm sure they're always looking for recruits at the Bureau of Occult Occurrences. I'm sure you could study up on him if you really wanted.
You know that I'm not planning to just study him. We haven't been studying the last few weeks.
I don't know. I think you've been boning up pretty well.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even gonna try drinking.
Stumped Danny.
Yep. Where am I going now?
So I have 2 options for how I'd like to stop this situation.
Okay.
I feel like it's decent for me to have gotten over around, right? I don't think I could have also snuck up behind the people at this point, carless, right?
Yes.
Like I'm still
Right.
in the car.
Yeah, if you're still in
Okay,
the
then
car.
I'm going to lean across the passenger side, sniper out. I don't have time to assess what exactly he's doing, but I think that he does seem to have some kind of pheromone effect on these people where they're like, yes, I want to fuck this bug and I feel normal about it. And you know what I found is
I mean, who
most
hasn't had those
effective
feelings?
at interrupting a pheromone is being shot. So I'm going to shoot Mothman in the wing, as Jingle suggested, with my sniper
Okay.
rifle. With my sniper rifle, finish the sentence.
Okay. So you're going to need to kick some ass.
Oh, is it kicking ass? That sucks for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that tough?
That is tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're still shooting through the fire.
It works at... No, I moved the car around, so I wasn't behind the fire. Wasn't that what I was doing?
There's not another pathway that you can see the clearing. So there's like the clearing, and there's a path to the clearing, and the car is parked on the other side. So you're parked
hard to
on
get
one end of the path. They walked down the path.
You
to
could have
the
snuck
clearing.
around with the sniper rifle on foot, maybe.
Yes.
Would I be able to do that? I wouldn't be able to move the car over there? The
No.
car has to be on the
The
path?
car would
Okay.
very much trample down the grass and make a lot of kerfuffle, and probably get Triple J to beat the crap out of you.
Okay. I schnick-schnucked on foot then to be
Yes,
within
that'll be
range.
fine.
To
Okay.
shoot. It's not the most elegant to sniper rifle on foot, but I'm a try it.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to kick some ass. I'm not good at it. Do I have anything that will make me better at it? Let me check.
Well, it's silvered.
Yes.
You have
It
the
is
silver
silver,
bullets,
but
which
I
would-
think would that
that's
I
just
don't
going to
know if
add
that
more
would-
harm. That's just going to add to
Yeah.
the harm, not to the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's already a 4 harm. Bottle it up doesn't help me in this situation. None of this helps. Tactical genius doesn't help me.
Just
None
do
of
it.
this helps me. Okay, just do it.
You still have
This is
luck,
it.
so
Yeah.
So it's 7 minus 1, which is 6. 6 wouldn't hit him at all,
it
right?
would not. No.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a luck,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get an 11.
All right. So,
Because I have a -1 to kicking ass.
you are going to cause harm. You said that's 4 harm.
4 harm, yes. And I am in far range, because that's what the sniper rifle works at. I don't
Yep.
really know how ranges work. Okay.
And
And it's essentially cutting through these lovely conversations that are happening around this circle of, don't you want to be one of us? And I don't want to fuck my dad. And then just suddenly, right through his beautiful moth-like wing, which I'm sure he's peacocking all over the place, even under the net, just a hole goes through it into a stone on the other side.
okay, so on a 10, you get to choose an extra effect.
Oh,
You can gain the advantage, either take +1 forward or give +1 to someone else. You can inflict terrible harm. You can suffer less harm, or you can force them to where you want them.
or I can move him.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna give a +1 to. It's Jingle is throwing people into the corn, right?
Yes.
Jingle has thrown
Sally into the
one
corn.
lady into the corn.
I'm gonna give a +1 to Jingle, who I am seeing as being on the offensive against the. It's rude to say it. The cultists, the simps.
Okay.
I'm giving
yeah.
a +1 to the whole game.
Civilians.
Civilians, yes.
There you go.
Sometimes civilians have to be subdued, and that's part of the job. And I give you a
Yeah,
+1.
disperse.
Okay.
Okay.
Disperse.
So the Mothman gets shot in the wing, and you see his head whip around to look at you. Somehow you get the feeling that he sees you, even through the cover that you've got. And he
My
sticks
eyes
a
glitter
finger
red,
out.
and I wink at him.
He sticks a finger out, and this beam of something, you're not sure what, just shoots out and towards you. And because you chose not to get no harm, you get hit with this magic.
Oh, okay.
You feel it making contact right in the center of your chest. It pushes you back, and you take 2 harm.
2 harm, okay.
And-
With my defense minus is that by 1, right?
So then you just take 1.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Richie Rich style. You guys remember
yeah.
the hit movie Richie Rich, where he's wearing a Kevlar vest under his shirt? I'm wearing one of those, and it absorbs the magic, but I do take 1 harm.
And you look down, and that weird dust powder that Triple J had put his hand into earlier is now all over the center of your shirt.
Gross.
Bro!
It's just magic dust.
disgusting.
Disgusting.
Magic dust. Okay.
Oh, look. I forgot who I was playing with. It's fine. I should know better at this point.
Does that have long-lasting effect, or it just does the harm to me for now?
Right now, it just does the harm.
Okay.
Don't take a deep breath.
As far as you know, that's all it's done to you.
Okay, I strap on my safety, like my COVID-style safety mask, and I roll out of the way, but I did get hit.
All right. What are the rest of you doing now?
Well, Triple J, having seen that and already having drawn his trank gun on Sally, is gonna shoot Moth Daddy Jizzlord with a tranquilizer dart.
Is Lord
All
Moth
right.
Daddy.
Go ahead and kick some ass.
10 plus 2, 12.
All right.
I believe he's already taken 4 harm, right?
He has. What is the harm on this? Or is it just
It
a
would be-
tranquilizer?
It does 2 harm, but I don't know. I guess to interpret that as non-lethal harm.
I'm
not sure what the rules are for non-lethal stuff, but I picked it off the non-lethal.
Well, what
list.
that then does is it puts him past his point of consciousness,
I thought so.
and he
Sleep.
crumples to the ground. Unfortunately, Nora doesn't take this very well, and launches herself at you, Triple J. And
Back to the book wild days.
she is going to come at you, fists a-flying, and I'm just going to roll for her and see. Yeah, she's going to punch you for 1 harm.
Ow. I mean, ow, that really stings.
I'm gonna shout out to Schmidt, get the car in gear. And then
Jingle's gonna go after Nora.
Okay.
I'm gonna start like prepping to like get him moving, like to start moving him towards the van.
All right. Because he is unconscious and in a net, you are probably going to be okay. Nora is a little bit distracted with Triple J. And Jingle, you are also going towards
And
Nora?
suddenly Jingle like does that whole like ghost fly, like, you know,
Right.
rockets towards her. Now I get a +1 to this
Okay.
because of Agent Schmidt.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you did get.
He
Yeah, you got
gave me a
+1
+1. And that 8 + 3 is 11 + 1 is 12.
All right. So, what are you doing?
I'm chucking Nora back into the corn.
Are you're
Hopefully
using
land on Sally.
magic for that?
I am.
Yep, you are
It would
able to do that.
1 harm.
Okay, yep, you have done that, and you have given her 1 harm.
And chucked her into the corn
Yep, she
with the
lands
rest of her ilk.
on Sally. And the two of them are a little bit tangled up and struggling to get apart from each other and
That's all right. They like
get
it.
out of the
Let's
corn.
get this. Let's get Montsaddy out of here.
Okay. Schmidt, I would like you to roll me an act under pressure. So that is a plus cool, Agent Schmidt, to get to the car.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, we're all named Schmidt. Yes. No, I'm going to go back to, I'm especially going to roll out of the way from the magical attack, still covered in that dust, I suppose, and hop back into the driver's seat. And I'm just going to try to drive through the bonfire backwards, back up into it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a cool, an act under pressure, so plus cool.
Act under pressure?
Yes.
Yeah, act under pressure. I get stuff for.
Oh, good.
Let me check what that stuff is. What one is it? I'm going to use my. If you want, you can take up a +3 bonus when you act under pressure for each +1 you use. The keeper keeps 1. You already have 2 holds against me.
Right.
I'm going to take my final one because I think I can only do up to 3. So I'm going to get a +1 on this check.
Okay.
So it's going to be a +4 total. Right.
Yep.
It's only going to be an 8, which wouldn't do it, right? Or would it just be a mixed
So
success?
it is a mixed success. So you are able to back the van up the path and
And pour some sugar on me is just blaring.
Oh,
up
absolutely
this van.
blaring. Unfortunately, you back up enough that the tail end of the van is now in the bonfire.
That's fine. I keep on driving
You're going to drive through the bonfire.
through the bonfire. Yes, it is the
Okay.
fastest way to get to the Mothman.
That feels unsafe.
A whole
Just like,
job of
"Oh,
space,
that-
baby. I still got 6
I'll
hit
t-
points. There's no way this can go wrong.
Okay, but how much?
I
gas
gotta
is
yell
in
at
the
Schmidt
van?
to like just stop. We'll take him there, and then try to drag up the Mothman.
Park. I put on the
Towards the-
parking brake to be safe.
So
Yeah.
are you?
You parked on a bonfire.
Yeah. I don't know. I see
In
why I
front-
was dealing with the
I like you
consequences.
pull forward. I'll like tell Schmidt to like pull forward a little bit.
That's just going to be the consequences. There is a whole bunch of bullshit about how to get the van into a position.
I don't want to U-turn the car. Can't you get him into it now? And I'm just doing
Yeah.
like a 35.
Not in the
point thing.
fire.
All right.
You'll be fine.
So I'm gonna try to get him in the back of the van. There is a cage, right?
Yes. And
Okay. Would that be
so
roll?
it takes a moment for Schmidt to get out of
Was
the
that-
fire enough that you can get him into the van.
Yeah. Is that act under pressure or?
It's just
I'm
cinders
just going to let that
everywhere.
happen. I don't think that needs to be a
Okay.
roll. But Triple J,
Yeah.
I need you to act under pressure
Okay.
because the two ladies in the corn have managed to get up, and somehow they have managed to get themselves a weapon.
Oh boy, I got 7.
All right. Well, it's not going to be the best for you. You do hear them, so it is not going to be a complete surprise. So they're not going to be
Am I
able
able-
to shank you in the back. But they
Can
do
I do
get.
protect someone, or is that? I probably am surprised. Like, I
You
probably wouldn't be able to-
are occupied with
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Loading
dragging
up.
Moth Daddy.
Moth
Yeah,
Daddy.
Okay.
So
Now, Jingle might know, because he just chucked her.
yeah, Jingle, if you want to try to protect him, you can.
I will throw my ghostly body in front of whatever blade this is.
Okay.
How does one do that?
Roll plus tough to protect someone.
Oh. Hey, does my +1 still count, or was that just a one?
That was just a one-off.
Curses.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do this. I can do this.
I believe in you.
Oh my god, I need to take a picture. It's 2 6s. It's a 12.
All right.
Minus 1 is 11.
Okay. Well, on a 12 plus, both you and the person you're protecting are unharmed and out of danger. So you
Amazing.
manage to. You're not going to deflect their attack. Instead, you've managed to grab hold of Triple J and drag him to the side. So the two women sort of just go through very comically the space where he had been and tumble to the ground.
Love to see it.
If they look up
Does
into
that
the
bring
air.
us-
Seen this happen all too many times.
You bring it back to your Buck Wild days.
Yeah.
Get him into the van.
Oh,
I've got the girls.
Get
You get him into the van.
Help Johnny drag our moth dad into the cage.
and you are able to do that because, again, he is unconscious. So he is not putting up any struggle at all at this point.
No, he's just awkward. It's an
He is.
awkward load between a couple
Yeah.
of people.
And
Get-
Santa
get him in.
is hundo P, like just standing in front of the two women on the ground, being as fierce as a mall Santa can possibly be.
All right.
Yeah, you show those chicks who's boss, Jingle.
And then I guess if everyone's
Someone's on
getting
the
a bar,
naughty list.
Oh,
Triple
gosh.
J sort of leans on the outside of the van and taps the side like, "Go, go, go!"
The package is secure.
I take out the parking brake and I go.
All right. It is a rough ride. It turns out that driving through a bonfire kind of fucks up your tires. Just a little.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a pleasant ride, but you make it work. And you take him to the address on that card. What are you doing now? Are you just parking the car and leaving it? Are you...
I'm gonna pull up, get into the garage, pull up the parking brake, turn over my shoulder. I assume most of you are in the back seat next to the cage.
Yeah,
I'm just looking in the back window.
Jiggle's just floating along. Yeah, behind.
In a minute here, I'm gonna be calling up the BOO, seeing if we can make sure arrange some kind of communication between whatever agency Agent Jones is operating under and my own branch.
I'm sure they're gonna want to debrief us.
Yeah.
So did those women.
Hey, Jingle.
Nice.
You got
I'm
any
gonna push my
unfinished
resignation papers through. What?
You got any unfinished business, or is that the registration papers you're talking about?
I think all I need is for them to accept my resignation. I'm seeing a light, man.
As you're sitting in the van, you're inside this garage. You've pulled in. The door has closed behind you. A small door, like a normal interior door, opens on the other side, and you see Agent Jones walk through. She closes the door behind her, walks up to the van, and looks at you. Please exit the vehicle.
Hey, Agent Jones. I'm going to be collaborating with BOO on this one, or is this a private investigation?
Oh, we're always up for collaborations.
Can we ask exactly what is going to happen to
Daddy.
Mothman?
Well, there are a number of options that will be available to him. We can return him to the realm from which he came. We can... well, he has the option of castration.
Always a popular choice, that one.
We can also keep him contained. There will be some discussions to see what is going to be the best choice for him.
Geldin real good.
It's always a fun event.
Buckwild does not approve.
Agent Schmidt, Jingle Schmidt. I need a signature from you. And she holds out a stack of papers. Page 3, bottom line.
Jingle will read the paper as he focuses on being able to move something so fine and delicate. It's not like it's chucking a body across the field. That I'm good at. But manipulating a ballpoint pen, this is a challenge.
As you're reading it, this appears to be what you've been waiting for.
Are these my resignation papers?
Just need a signature.
It's gonna be a little shaky because Jingle's pretty excited. He's gonna sign John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And as he
I suppose one of us could
crosses the
have
T,
signed.
the pen drops, and there's a lightly tinkling sound of bells, and Jingle disappears in a poof of exposition.
Before he can completely disappear, Agent Schmidt is going to kind of appear just beside him and take his rapidly disappearing hand and give it a deeply professional handshake. It's a pleasure to work with you.
All mine, sis.
Triple J looks up at the disappearing poof and with a slightly misty eye that he'd hate anybody to notice because he's so macho. Goes,
Thanks for mouth blocking me, bro.
All right. And on that note, I think we're done for the evening. Thank you all for joining us so much. We are going to do a quick round of where you can find us, anything you guys want to promote, upcoming shows, etc. And we're going to go in the same order that we did the first time around. So,
yeah, you can watch for new episodes of the Redacted Reports wherever you get your podcasts. Social media, Instagram, Facebook at the Redacted Reports. We just started. We're about 2 episodes into season 6, so it's very exciting. So
I'm so far behind.
That's all right. It's a lot of show, but yeah, we you can catch that next episode comes out Wednesday.
all right. And Tanya.
Tanya doesn't actually have anything going on, so she will leave this time for other people.
Except Tanya is going to be running our next meme of the month, so stay tuned next month for that.
Yeah.
We're
And
excited.
it may or may not be a game that I actually designed, so it'll be fun. It'll be big fun.
It'll be excellent times.
Ooh.
And Chirundu.
Hello, I'm Jirundu. I'm this guy. Hello. I'm all over the Majestic Goose Network. I have fingers in many pies. However, I appear most frequently in Roll for Weird, where I play Silas Lancaster, the elderly vampire, and also Shitty Cowboys, in which I play John Ballard Pendergrass, the wilderness ranger, and I know a lot about animals as that character as well. And all of my animal facts are true and undeniable. I'm also on a couple of different audio drama things. Storytime with Silas is coming back in October. We've already got some scripts, which I should pull my finger out and start doing. I also play a lot of ancillary characters in another audio drama fantasy called No Return, which I would like you all to check out. That would be a big boost for me and for everybody else involved. We are all just, amateur volunteers. We don't get paid anything for it, but it's a real labor of love, and it's a very, 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 very well produced audio drama.
Where can we find this audio drama and listen to it?
It is available on all of your pod providers, Spotify, iTunes, all that good shit. It's called No Return, and yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yes.
You should like it. Danny's in it as well.
I love this.
And Deanna.
Yeah, hi. Hello, I am Deanna. You will most often see me on Ink and Liar, which is also a Twitch channel over here. Danny and I actually on Monday nights at 7 Central. Is it 7 Central? Yes, I believe so. Yes. 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific Standard Time. We are playing Kids on Brooms, which is a magical version of the Kids on Bikes system. We are students at a wizarding academy at Chromatic Academy, Covenstead. That's a good time. You can check us out at twitch.tv/Ink and Liar. I am also in 2 other projects that are being cooked up in the works. One of them is also on Ink and Liar. It's a Through the Breach game. And the other one is in very early beginnings, but is most likely going to show up on the Weird channel a little bit later, WYRD, which is the Weird Games who makes the Through the Breach system. So it's another one of the Through the Breach games.
Excellent.
Otherwise, check me on my little, I think it's above my head.
Yeah.
It might be below me. Helloidy. That's where you can find out what I'm up to. Those are my plugs.
All right. Yay! And I am Danny. You can find me doing all sorts of stuff here on the Majestic Goose Network. You can find me Mondays with Deanna doing Kids on Brooms, our Chromatic Academy. And this week on Tuesday, we are back with, what's my Tuesday show? That's Pretty Crafty. And we have a special guest. We actually have Ben from the Redacted Reports, who's going to be crafting stuff with us while we fan out about the Redacted Reports. So crossovers there.
Nice.
And on Wednesday, we are back here again with Crits and Knits, which is our D&D and knitting podcast stream shenanigans. So check that out. And again, we will be back next month. We've got our stuff already in the works for Meme of the Month. So please come back and see us then. Thank you all so much for playing. It was fantastic. And thank you everyone out there for watching. And we'll see you next month. Bye.
Okay, bye.